What's up, Fee? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. What's up, man? How you be, bro?
So I'm good. So just to give you a heads up, we live tonight.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
You're
Yeah, we live
you
tonight.
hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Big
So we live streaming right now.
word.
That's what's up.
Definitely what's up.
Yeah. So we on right now. The world is watching.
Do it.
Everybody comfortable with that?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yes, sir.
All right. You sure we don't need to pause it tonight and get ourselves together?
Let's go.
No, let's be organic, bro. We in organic times.
Fuck America. So what we rocking with, man?
I ain't lying.
Right. What we rocking with? I'm in a
Alright,
whole
so-
Miami right now, bro.
Yeah, I see. Word. So we live on YouTube right now. You know what I mean? Man, like, listen, man. Like, news speaks for itself. Where you want to start?
Man, let's start with this assault on our free government.
All right,
All right.
Feet. Get us started, Feet. Where you at with it, Feet? What's your observations?
Man, listen, Malcolm X, he got put out of the Nation of Islam essentially for saying the chickens come home to roost. That's what he said, right? And Elijah Muhammad told him that I told you not to go in there and say that about that man because they love that man. But Malcolm was real. He was 100% real. And he said what was on his mind. And really what's going on is exactly what he said. The chickens are coming home to roost, man. I heard a term just a few minutes ago. I was watching Joy Reid. She's got a pretty good show. I don't watch it all the time, but every time I check in with her, she's got black faces on the TV. So we're not getting this we're not getting a whole bunch of white folks' thoughts and opinions on things. And she said, well, one of her guests used a term that I had never heard before today. She said vanilla ISIS got their way. And another thing I heard today too, the Capitol Police has a $640 million budget. Did you see that?
Nah, I ain't see that. Bro.
I didn't see.
A $600
I saw
million budget.
a $640 million budget to protect the Capitol and the constituents within that Capitol. So if you put that together and look at the pictures that we saw yesterday, the brother running with the stick, he had a gun, from what I understand. Mm-hmm. Did you see? $640 million, man. That's the budget. But from what is being said now is that every attempt to augment their protection, they told them we don't need it. So what I'm gathering is this was a coordinated effort. Coordinated effort.
Well, I'm glad you decided to be the elephant in the room.
Nah, well, we may say it differently. I'm just saying that looked like it was that looked like a movie, man.
Hey, I'm gonna go further.
What was that? Olympus has fallen.
Olympus is falling. Angel is falling.
That looked like a
White
movie.
House
Man.
is falling.
It was like it was straight out of a script, you know. And something I saw. I tried to stay away from the stuff as it was happening. But as you know, as you reflect and you see some stuff later on when you're ready to consume, because some stuff, man, I don't want to consume it like that, man, because you start getting into the narratives. It's a lot of stuff out there now. And a lot of people starting to feel sorry for the lady that got killed. She was a veteran, an Air Force veteran. Now we're starting to hear like sob stories about her death, and she was a patriot. Not a thug, but a patriot.
Right.
So, my thoughts on that is that $640 million budget. I didn't see that yesterday, and what I saw was selfies with these guys coming in, these insurrectionists. They're using all these fancy words, but essentially these are thugs, man.
Terrorists. How about terrorists?
Terrorists. Yeah. Vanilla ISIS.
Vanilla ISIS. That's rich.
So
that's rich.
Coordinated effort, man. That's what I saw.
Right.
I saw a bunch of that looked like, what was that? Barney Fife and his dudes, man. Keystone Cops. Barney, what was that? Barney Hill?
No, that was Andy Griffith.
Andy Griffith.
Barney Fife.
Barney Fife. That's what I saw yesterday. But the bigger picture is that looked like a coordinated thing, and it wasn't like that whole community didn't know that was happening. They've been talking about this for a while. So chickens coming home to roost is what I say.
Yeah, I'll follow that up with when I spoke of you being an elephant in the room, I was gonna jump 2 feet in. It looked like a script to me. It looked like the whole thing was scripted to me, man. No disrespect to the woman, but I will say that's about the reddest blood that I've seen since a martial arts flick. That her blood was cherry red, man. Like, candy apple red even. I've never seen blood that color before. You know what I'm saying? So, me being a conspiracy theorist that I am, I'm gonna go on and say maybe that part was staged as well. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. I don't trust any of it. And far be it for me to say that they aren't capable or even interested in doing something like that. You know what I'm saying? Leapfrog past that. It also kind of appears to me that it kind of plays in the favor of Trump. I know he's got some ensuing legal issues or problems post presidency. So if he can, cop an insanity plea in the interim, it might help him out. You know what I'm saying? Way out there, but it might help him out. Who knows? I don't know. I don't really know how to digest this right here. Much like yourself, I pretty much have stayed away from it, man. Because guess what? I still had to go. I still had to go to work today. The nation wasn't shut down. I know they had more guards posted when they had the Black Lives Matter march in DC. They spent how much was it? $640 million.
That's the budget that is just.
They had a good portion of it out there for that. And this to me, this just pretty much speaks of the two Americas, man. You know what I'm saying? No more, no less, man. Certain people have privilege that other people don't have. And it was exercised again. It's also kind of reminded me of, was that Oklahoma when they took the state building? Was that in Oklahoma a couple years ago?
No, that was Minnesota, I think.
Minnesota? It kind of eerily reminded me of that.
That was almost like that was the
dry run
scrimmage. That was the scrimmage. Yeah,
that was the dry run for it.
Yeah. The funny part on there was the lady got maced, and they asked her. They had the microphone in their face, and they said, "Well, what happened?" She said, "Oh, they maced me, and She said, "Well, what were you doing in there?" She said, "What are you talking about, man? We're storming the Capitol."
$640 million.
We're storming the Capitol. What do you mean? What are we talking about?
640, and she got maced.
Yeah, so
Man had a butter knife, and he ain't here no more.
yeah, it's
a lot to swallow.
yeah, and I try to stay off social media too. My thoughts and opinion on a lot of what I'm seeing is I almost think that some people don't really have a sense of what's really happening, man. You know, a lot of people are almost like a little too jokey for me. You know what I mean? I can laugh about it like I just did, but I'm seeing a lot of, you know, we're in a real situation here, man.
Absolutely.
Like I told a couple of partners I was texting back and forth with, man. Get ready, man. Get ready. We don't know. What do you think that's just gonna stop? You know what I mean? That type of energy is just gonna go away. You got to start thinking about now. If you go like on a extended road trip anyway, you got to start implementing some protocols, man.
Yeah.
You know, you might have to start doing some type of, firearms training or whatever you got to do, man. But you got to protect yourself, man.
Absolutely. And have your family ready too.
It's almost like I was I was reading this book, Driving While Black. That's a good book too. It talks about how it was for black people in the 60s, it was 50s, 40s, 30s, all the way up
Now,
to when they really gave some sort of just humanity to us. And you may have to go back to that, man, where you have a good in another book I read was Green Book. There used to be a book that was published that had all the safe spots for black people to go to if they were traveling in this country. And it was a well-known book. And a lot of black people, it had like it was almost like a black-owned business directory where you can go to eat, where you can go to sleep, where to go to get gas, all of these types of things. It was in this book and it was published, widely published. And
yeah, I
that
heard
was
about
like
that.
that was like the Bible for black people back then. We might have to go back to that, man.
Ain't no might about it. You
Might have to
know,
go back to that. There's this day and age where you can just go in there like, you know, like ain't nothing up, man. I don't think we those days are over, man. As far as I'm concerned, if I'm on the road, I got my concealed carry license. I'm packing.
I'm packing whether I got it, whether I don't. You know what
It's
I
going to
mean?
be a lot of people like that.
I suggest everybody do the same. This
It's
reminds
going to be a lot of people like that. That's you got to protect yourself, man. My humanity and my family's dignity is not for you to take just because you feel some kind of way. So um, we may be back in those times, man.
so for me, right? That mindset that's been permeating with me, man, for the last, couple years, man, watching the law enforcement activity against black people. So I've been feeling that way for some time, and it makes me think of something I read in the Message to the Black Man. Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that whether you want to or whether you don't, you will be forced to choose a side. And we are at that time now. We're at that paradigm right now. You know what I'm saying? I've been kind of kicking it with a couple partners, man, a couple people, man. And, the notion that things may get downright tribal. And just like you said, man, I was thinking about that today, man. What you call the name of the book? The Black Code or something like that?
Driving while black
Driving While Black. Yeah, I mean, we're going to need checkpoints. We're
in the
going to need
green books. Yeah, in
we're
the
going to need
green book.
safe havens, man. just to travel from, say, Philly to North Carolina. You know what I mean? Like you said, you're gonna need to know where to go get gas. You're gonna need what to know what to bypass. You're gonna have to travel not alone. You know what I mean? The strength in numbers. Whew.
Yeah, it's the reality should be kicking in for people, and I think we talked about it on a previous show. You know, as Africans, we're we're really a loving people. We're very forgiving. You know, we think the best of people. You know what I mean?
We're
Oh,
alchemists, man.
so we're not getting that energy. We've really rarely got that energy returned to us, especially in certain sections of this country. So yeah, I think the time to be wary um, is now. You
Absolutely.
it's really now. It's almost like Trump wants to be a king, or dictator, or whatever the past was, where there's undeniable, unbreakable, just ways of doing things, and that way is his way or his followers' way. So
I don't know how. I hear what you're saying. And I'm not disagreeing with you. Of course, that's in his mind. That's what he wants. I don't know how applicable that is in this society. You know what I mean? He's going to be met with opposition from so many different areas. Again, I'm looking a little outside the box, and people probably gonna say I'm crazy. You know what I mean? But like I said, he got some legal stuff that he's dealing with, man. That he's gonna have to deal with. That an insanity plea may help him out. You know what I mean? It may help him out legally. And not to mention, this has been forecast for the past couple months. It's been forecast a coup. This is what we're watching, a coup. You know what I mean? I was actually the brother Van Jones. I was checking him out just earlier today, man, for probably about the third time I watched this particular segment, and he spoke to just that, just what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? Ugh.
he kind of wish-washy though, man. Van Jones, one day he's crying, the next day, the next day he's the fire and brimstone. I'm like, dude, let me know who you are so I can judge
Well,
accordingly.
I think we may be expecting too much from Van. If we want transparency, but what he was saying, man, they were just laying out that this could possibly be the path that Trump would take. And it's playing out almost word for word to what he said. I'm not trying to, exalt Van Jones. I'm just saying that's why I got some information from, along with some other sources that I watch, man. They all speak to this coup, this looming coup. You know what I mean?
You think that's gonna fly though at the
Is he gonna
events?
be successful?
No, well, this insanity plea. If that's because,
Probably
to be
not.
quite frankly, I don't even think he's gonna get prosecuted.
They may do a horse and pony show,
A who?
a horse and pony, a dog and pony. What do you call it?
I don't even think that's gonna happen, man. Those guys, listen, man. You got his rhetoric or his game is so strong, man. He got people shook, man. These dudes don't want no part of him, man.
I think they just want to get rid of him.
Go away. That's
Yeah,
what they want.
go away.
So they don't want him having any platform where he could motivate any of these vanilla ices. I'm gonna keep using that term, man. I've stolen it already. They don't want any platform for this guy, man. They want him to go away.
But how they going to deny him a platform?
Well, he's
He's
going.
going to find a
It's
platform.
kind of like what I told my wife today. He's gonna go underground because,
I'll see.
well, unless Facebook and all these other social media platforms continue to do what they've been doing, and I mean, I wouldn't give him a platform.
I think he already has one though. He got the bread. He got the connections. I mean, you know what I mean. He already got a platform. I don't think. I mean, let me understand what you're trying to say.
Well, what I'm really trying to say is like he gets a lot of traction through the social media platforms, especially Twitter.
Right.
You know, this dude tweets at 2 o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
You know, so and there's some other. I mean, if you from my background from the military and what I've done with computer networks and securing computer networks, there's some underground networks that he can get his message across, and it's a lot of feed. That's basically what terrorists do, anyways. They use a lot of the underground networks to do what they do. So when I say he's going to go underground, that's what I mean. Major platforms with like Facebook or Twitter or those types of social media outlets and platforms. I think they may be at the end of their rope where they're really just saying, okay, this guy is a terrorist or he promotes hate speech or whatever term they want to use. And we're not going to allow that on. I mean, it's a little bit of hypocrisy there because they've done it. They've allowed it for the last 4 years or so, but they may not give him that platform. So that's when I say go underground, that's what I mean. He may start using those terrorist networks to get his stuff across. But yeah, he's definitely still getting money. They're still donating it to whatever platform he got.
So,
Uh,
so,
so, so
so, so let me say this. Is it a far reach to say that America was built on the very platform that Donald Trump is using?
spell out the platform.
Sorry.
Spell out the platform. You mean the violence platform?
Well, violence, the totalitarian, am I saying that right? The totalitarian mindset, the, uh, I mean, that's how they got this country, ain't it?
Okay.
So this is kind of like par for the course, and it's great ratings, it's great television. You know what I mean? So are they going to censor him? I think they just want him out of the government. This mindset is what allows law enforcement to kill us and walk away scot free. That very same mindset. I don't know if they need to push him away. I think they need to keep him right out front so that everybody knows. So that we're having these type of conversations that we're having right now based off of the information that we're watching. This shit is real. These people don't mean us no good, never have. You know what I mean? I kind of struggle with the whole hate Donald Trump thing.
Yeah, I remember you. I don't understand that. I don't hate the man. I just think he's a. But I'm coming from a different. I'm coming from more of a different like background where I probably had a little bit more time in the military and I dealt with different things. But from my perspective, yeah, I don't understand it. But you've explained it to me, and I'm like, yeah, but yeah, I feel you. I feel
He's
you.
kind of like an anti-hero to white people. You know what I mean?
Black people too, man. You know, it was black people in there too, right?
Let me say that. He's kind of an anti-hero to a certain demographic.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's a duality in his anti-hero heroism. You know what I mean? Because he said he bucks the system so hard and so viciously that you gotta kind of like it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't. But
I
yeah,
don't know. I'm saying
what you're saying.
the buck the system part. This is why maybe some people who shouldn't be attached to that are attached to it because they're anti-system.
You can't be anti-system and in the system, though. Damn.
That's the perfect person to be anti-system. Man,
in the system.
That's the perfect one to do it.
Yeah, Yeah, if you're gonna be the spook who sat by the door, you're gonna have to spend some.
We're gonna change that. He's the ghost that sat by the door.
The who?
The ghost.
I thought it was the spook, man.
No. Donald Trump's the ghost that sat by the door. We ain't gonna call him a spook.
Ah, got you.
Yeah, he's a ghost. He's a ghost. You know what I mean? And all this is just playing out too conveniently for me, man. You know what I mean? This is just playing out too conveniently for me, man. It's scripted. It has to be scripted. That's my perception. It has to be scripted.
Well, the one thing that I kept looking at, right, when I finally did decide to sit down and just get up to speed so I can know what the heck is going on, is he spoke from a platform. Don't you have to build a platform out there? You know what I mean?
Not if
Don't
one
you
is
have to
already
put plexiglass up? Don't you have to get permits? These are all the things that has to go on when you have any kind of demonstration in DC. You got to have permits. You got, somebody's putting up platforms. Somebody's putting up shielding. That's what I saw.
Well, this is what I'm saying. That
Streets were
mindset
blocked off.
Yeah, that mindset runs deep. That mindset runs deeper than maybe we care to give it credit to. There's some major money. There's some major money, man, that's been behind him. He's part of the major money. You know what I mean? And he's always been like he's like a rogue counter spy or some shit, man. You know what I mean? He's going to do everything that you're not supposed to do because it feeds both sides of the flame. You know what I mean? This dude, man, I think he's craftier, and the organizations that are with him and behind him, I think they're far craftier than we're giving them credit for.
Well, I'll agree with you on that. One of the things that I've cautioned a lot of people is I see it. You check on Facebook and everybody says dumb Donald, and I've said it. I got sick of saying it. I said one time I put out a post. I said, man, y'all, this dude is not dumb, man.
By sight, he ain't dumb.
This dude is not dumb. He's been around for a long time, man. You don't think with the money that he's had coming out of New York that he hasn't gripped and grinned with the best of the politicians that have been in office in New York and in DC? He knows these
in Pennsylvania and in Connecticut.
So he's not dumb.
And in Texas
at all. So
California.
So yeah, I agree with you on that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, Dre, you've been kind of quiet over there, bro.
Yeah. I'm listening. I'm a student to life first. So I like to do a lot of listening, man. I before I speak. I don't profess to know everything. I don't profess to always be right. I like to study and be observant, man. And this is one of them times. When I was a teenager, I used to read a lot of books, man, and just do a lot of thinking. And a lot of what I'm seeing today, I was talking about as a teenager. I was reading books like Behold the Pale Horse, stuff that would have been considered like conspiracy theory stuff, which, at that time, being a conspiracy theorist was more about critical thinking and being analytical versus today is term has been coined to use towards people that are oftentimes overzealous or frantic. But just in terms of being a critical thinker since a young age, a lot of what I'm seeing today, we were talking about 20 years ago when people were calling us crazy, thinking that we were extreme for thinking that because it wasn't visible yet. It was just something in our soul, in our spirit as young people that could see through the course of time. We could see and predict what was happening now. I think at this point, it's all becoming more visible. I think there are a lot of things happening simultaneously. Just on a basic level, I'll say this because I keep hearing words like coup. which I think that's a very valid term considering what we're seeing on the surface, right? Then I look and I'm gonna share something with you, see if I can share this with you. This is what I'm seeing. Can you guys see this?
Yeah, I can see it.
This picture here?
Yeah, I can see it.
This is one of the pictures. This is one of the pictures that popped up, you know, in my news feed. Amongst several other pictures that I could show, the guy in the Viking horns and the guy with the raccoon, and like you said, the white lady that was talking about a revolution and having mace sprayed in her face. I can just say this in accordance with my studies, in accordance with studying history and warfare and coups and insurrections. I'm gonna just put this out there up front. These are the people that are definitive of staging a coup in the United States. We ain't got shit to worry about. Cause I ain't never seen no fucking coup with these weak ass sucker duck looking ass people. These are not warriors. And if this is what America has in store in terms of a coup, fuck it, let's have it. You know what I mean? Same shit, different day. At the end of the day, I'm still trying to figure out how to help my people overcome diseases, including myself, sicknesses, illnesses, poverty, stress. My problems ain't changed. You know what I'm saying? The only thing that changed my problems is the next dollar that I make. Every time I make a couple extra dollars, I get a little more comfortable in life. And the people that I'm around that's getting money get a little more comfortable in life. Aside from that, shit's still fucked up. When I go back to my old neighborhood, shit's still fucked up. Young people still dying with skin color like mine. Nothing changed. So this is just another scene in the script, another scene in the movie. I ain't even really, like Mill said, I'm not 100% convinced yet that this shit is even really, like, I'm sure it's some reality attached to it, but this shit does look a little scripted. And based on the adversary that we dealing with, we don't really know at this point, we don't really know, like, we hear this crisis actors and all this kind of stuff, all that speculation, but it's enough that we seeing to at least question how real this shit really is and how scripted this shit really is. We know these people with long money, they plan 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ahead of us. You know what I mean? While we dealing with the problems of the day, they dealing with the manipulation of tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? So it's the same shit, different day for me. And if these is the motherfuckers that they sending the represent a coup, then let's have it. So that's one perspective that I'm dealing with. Another perspective is the divine aspect of all of this. All of the holy books, all of the great prophecies is always talked about the coming down, the ending, the burning of Babylon, the ending of a dynasty, all of that, the book of Revelations, all of this. You know what I mean? So I gotta ask myself, are we seeing the end of an era? Because that's what it looked like. But at the same time, we got adversaries that recognize this, where we might be sleeping and not paying attention to it, and they plotting and planning around it. I think that there are certain adversaries that understand that there are major shifts taking place. And I think that as Black men, we need to acknowledge that. We need to really hone in on what that means for us. Not just as Black men, I'm speaking about us on here tonight, but just as people, period, as humans, period. And even if you pass for white and got white skin, you know what I'm saying? If you got any sense of humanity, now is the time to get off of the bullshit, discipline yourself as much as possible, and tap into a certain aspect of your own personal humanity and divinity, because the shift is happening. The power shift is happening. And I think what we're watching is we're watching the power shift be made manifest, but at the same time, there has to be a recipient to that power shift. And if we're not in a position to receive the power that comes along with this shift, then the power could fall back into the wrong hands. And we could be destined for another century or another millennial, another time period where we could go back into slavery and subjugation if we not paying attention to the power shift that's happening. So to summarize, I think there's a power shift taking place. I think that there are major shifts taking place that go beyond our immediate understanding. I think we understand it to a certain degree. But again, if these is the people that you sending to pull off a coup, if this is what a coup looks like in the United States, I guarantee you somewhere in the world, somebody watching like, yo, they ripe for a real takeover, for a real coup. Because if a motherfucker with a goddamn Viking helmet can run up on a state capitol and push their way through, what's to stop somebody with some real military force from doing it? Because realistically, I ain't see one gun. I ain't see, all these people was unarmed. They just was running up on the state capitol, which is another reason why I'm questioning how realistic it is. Because I know these white folks got militias and some more shit. And this ain't what my definition of a coup don't look like this. When I look throughout history and I see a coup, America spent $11 trillion on military defense. And you telling me some white folks that barely look like they can tell they left from their right just ran up on the state capitol conveniently? Fuck out of here. Don't make no sense. So I understand why black people sitting around like, yo, if black people was to do that, then it would be this, that, and the other. Yeah, we know that. We know that. We know that if we was to do that, it'd be a different response. We know that. So we don't even got to go through that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but at the end of the day,
I've seen a lot of that. I've seen a lot of that online. I haven't even like, and if it was black, well, that's rhetorical.
Yeah, I don't even see the point in that shit. I don't even see the point in mentioning that shit.
Yeah, that's rhetorical.
You already know that. That's
but just, to your point, Elanaj, I really think this is I think this was a trial run. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and you know speak fearfully. I've already said we got to be prepared. I do think this was a trial run because, to your point, yeah, there weren't any arms. I didn't see any guns or anything. But who's to say that? Because who's to say that they weren't close by?
I'm sure they were.
And also, in different state capitals, they were overran as well. Almost like it was like you said, it was coordinated. It didn't just happen in DC. It happened in a couple other places too. So I think this was a trial run. This was trial run number 2. And what happens in a wolf pack? Who goes out first, right? You don't send out the alpha to do the dirty work. You send out the scout wolf. He's the guy that comes and sniffs and looks a little haggard and weak, but he's not the one you worried about. He's doing the scout work.
The 9 in the tailpipe, as they call it.
Yeah. So, but I feel you though. They did not look like warriors. I'm with you on that.
So I think all of this is to be taken serious, but this ain't the part yet where I'm in the uproar. I ain't in the uproar yet. If anything, I'm just a little disgusted.
Yeah.
By it all. I'm disgusted by the idea of having my intelligence constantly insulted, because that's how I feel by all of this. I feel like it's an insult to my intellect. And I live in a country where a lot of people, for lack of a better term, are lazy thinkers. So you can pull this shit over on people that are lazy minded. And that's not my way of tooting my own horn, because like I said, I'm a student of life. I feel like I only really can only toot my horn in accordance with the fact that majority of the people around me are just on some not being analytical in no way, shape, or fashion, and just accepting what they're receiving. And so I feel like, you know, you ever been in a situation with your brothers and sisters or in a classroom where one person do something wrong and the whole class got to get punished? That's how I'm feeling right about now, man. I'm upset, I'm salty, and I feel insulted by the fact that there are powers that exist in this world that can pull off this type of dumb shit, that can instigate this type of dumb shit, that can give us a president that was a reality TV star and then make mockery of everything and turn the whole fucking country into a reality TV show and expect me to fall for the dumb shit with everybody else. You know what I'm saying? While this is happening, we dealing with real life problems. Real life problems. You know what I'm saying? Most of my loved ones is 1 foot in the grave and 1 foot out. And I ain't got the sugarcoat that. We all hanging on by a thin thread, and I'm tired of this shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, when we have the ability as a people to produce natural circumstances that create an environment that feed us, strengthen us. Instead, we live in an environment that's constantly draining us, constantly exhausting us. We doing everything we possibly can. Only because we such a powerful and resilient people are we even still in this game and still shining and still looking beautiful. But at the end of the day, we out here suffering. We just got too much pride to really put it out there like that. We out here suffering like a motherfucker. If ain't nobody talking about doing nothing about that, you ain't speaking my language. So fuck them white people that ran up on the state capitol. Fuck the state capitol and everybody in it.
Word.
Until we ready to do something about what's going on with us.
Word.
Ain't nobody addressed that shit yet. They painting murals and shit on the street. Remind me that my life matter. But the reality of it treating me as though my life don't matter. I'm tired of playing games with this shit. And everybody that came before me that spoke like this either ended up dead or went crazy.
Yeah.
Facts. Facts.
So this is the coup right here.
So let me be a little more clear. You know, all your words, man, are so very powerful right now, brother. I appreciate you for that. I thank you for that, both of y'all. You know what I'm saying? This reminds me of something I posted on Facebook earlier, man. You know, we seen Act One, See One. What the fuck has changed? Nothing's changed for us. You know what I mean? Nothing's going to change for us unless we change it. You know, we have to, more than ever, as Feek said earlier, as you're alluding to currently, we have to adopt a do for self mentality, man. You know what I mean? And that don't mean, you know, I'm gonna protect what I think is my house. My life is at fucking stake, bro. My life is on the line every day I walk out here. You dig what I'm saying? From people who look like me, from people who don't look like me, you know, and we're gonna need that camaraderie, man, if we're gonna push through this. So we gotta start instituting some real life practices that are gonna secure our spot right here so we can make it to the future. We still got seeds to protect. We still got seeds to grow. You understand what I'm saying? We got seeds to teach who their fucking enemy is. You dig? Not be entertained by these hijinks that they show us on television. When I speak to a coup, I don't mean a realistic coup. I mean this is the format that they have to follow in order to keep things an even kill. You know, to make this guy look crazy, make him look bad, and make this new crazy bad motherfucker who's already been crazy and bad established look like a fucking hero. And yes, I'm talking about that old racist motherfucker Joe Biden. You understand what I'm saying? The next thing is I'm thinking for some time it seems like they've been trying to incite some kind of activity so they can declare some kind of a state of emergency, so they can lock shit all the way the fuck down. You understand what I'm saying? This is just another cog in that wheel. You understand what I'm saying? So we have to stop being entertained by this dumb stuff and start being educated enough to know that we got to make it to the future. We have to cement a space for us to be able to make that. That means economically. That means we have to start, doing things that are more I can't even say it, self-sustaining. You understand? We got to take care of us, man. If we don't take care of us, nobody else is gonna take care of us. Then we ain't got a fucking chance. It ain't even about us. Our kids ain't gonna have a fucking chance. Our future generations ain't gonna have a chance. Because these white motherfuckers never wanted us to have a chance in the first place. We're here to facilitate them in their mind. This is our worth. You know what I mean? Like you said, we got real life crises, man, on a daily basis that we dealing with as a people. I don't care what sector you live in. We have real live crises that we're dealing with on every day that we pushing to the side to be entertained by this bullshit. You know, you put something up earlier, man. How's that vote working out for you?
What's that? You talking to me?
No. Dre put that up.
Okay.
Other guys put that up. You know what I mean? It's a question. How's that vote working out for you? We spend so much energy
Oh, you talking about yeah.
on dumb shit like that don't really fucking matter, and it's right in your face how much it matters right now. Okay. You know what I mean? We can't vote our way out of this. We can't vote somebody in to save us.
Yeah, there is a lot of the saving mentality that I see.
A lot
of
I'm not saying, on a local level, of course, exercise that. But once it gets to this plateau, it don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
It don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? We got to stop looking for handouts, man. We got to stop looking for people. This is just echo from men who were far greater than me, far more intelligent than me, far more stand up than I am. If we don't start taking care of us, man, we're gonna wind up right back in a super negative position. You know what I mean? I'm kind of loving the energy. I'm kind of loving the dialogue right now, man. Because this is necessary to be put out there, man. You know what I mean? Arm up, man. Any kind of dirt you see, start cultivating that shit. Turn that shit into fertile soil. You know what I mean? Dude, there's so much, man.
Yeah.
So much.
That was one of my goals for 2021, man, was to get more involved. I talked about it.
We talked about that.
And I made a step. So I'm following through on it. I'm looking at becoming a chapter member of the 100 Black Men of Philadelphia. So, like you said, man, we got to start cultivating the soil, man. Start reaching down to our youngsters, our young people, man, and getting them ready
for war,
for the reality of this country, be it war, be it whatever. But we got to get them ready. We need more sovereign people amongst us. We have too many codependents amongst us. Now, like Elanaj said, we got real world problems, and we're gonna help people that need some help. But in terms of our young people, we need them to be more sovereign, man. They need to be out there doing for self, getting a piece of whatever it is, whatever your piece is. So I'm going to try to do my part, man, and mentor and help. As I said before, I have resources. I'm going to try to get them in play, man. We at this point, and we talked about rugged individualism, that's not going to get you anywhere now. That's not how we became the first humans on this planet by being individuals. Everything about our society, about our culture is collective. We only became individuals when we were forced to become individuals over here. So I'm trying to get back to that. I'm trying to foster more collective economics, farming. You know, we got to start growing our own vegetables, our own fruits. If you're gonna still eat meat, go to a farmer that has animals. You know where you're getting your meat from. You know, so these are the types of things that we need to really be looking at. If we really are going to move towards more sovereignty, these are the things that our brothers, the Nation of Islam, have been talking about for years.
Absolutely.
These are some of the things that we got to do. Like you said, all this entertainment, man. Our elder Claude Anderson said, "Man, we ain't got nothing, but we don't own nothing."
Hey, listen, brother.
He said we don't own nothing. He said we just got sweat equity.
Come on, Fee.
You know, we out here dancing, we out here playing ball, we doing all these other things, but we don't own nothing.
And with all of that,
we got to get into the ownership thing.
Exactly.
And that's not even really about that's not even really about the economics of it, but it is. Hear me out. You got to start owning stuff so you have more sovereignty. That's what we're talking about. Plot your own courses. Do what's best for your own community. So that's where I'm at with it.
Let me speak to that. And I want to preface it by saying this. Nothing, I agree with everything I'm hearing y'all say. So nothing what I'm saying is in opposition. I know I've heard interviews with somebody like George Soros. George Soros talked about how he would go into different nations and disrupt the economy, destabilize the nation in order to come in and capitalize. And the interviewer asked him, well, don't you think that that's wrong morally? And he was like, nah, life is about competing. And I found my way to compete. And so that lets me know that there are certain interests, certain entities that are interested in destabilizing the nation. I grew up in West Philadelphia where we had the MOVE organization. So from a young age, I had those seeds planted in me, self-sufficiency, being on the move, building. Before that, I got to see the Nation of Islam on a thing. Even though my mom took me to church, after church, we came out, bean pies, kicked it with the nation, you know what I mean? And I got to really to see how they had businesses throughout the neighborhood. I say all that to say that there's never been a time where I haven't seen Black people on the move, building, operating in the interest of self-sufficiency, having farms, growing food. I've been, in the South. I've been to, other countries where I've seen Black people grow food. There's never been a time where I haven't seen Black people doing all these things that we mentioned that we should be doing. And I don't think at that point issue is what we need to be doing in the interest of what we could be doing better. I've seen us doing all of that. I mean, we have stories of Black Wall Street where they have banks, hospitals, everything self-sufficient. And they came and dropped the bomb on them, just like they came and dropped the bomb on the MOVE organization. When the MOVE organization was just building houses and selling fruit and taking in sheltered animals that needed shelter. I think when we're dealing with an adversary that's constantly destabilizing our environment, like the 5%ers say, the devil causing trouble amongst the righteous people. No matter how much building we do, we're in a position where we still seemingly haven't yet to identify where these attacks are coming from. We theorize, we talk about the Rothschilds, we talk about Trump, we talk about these different entities. Realistically, We fighting blind. We really don't even know where these attacks is coming from. You know, in the 70s, the nation, they talked about the white man being the devil. Now, if you talk to your average black person, they'll tell you to stop blaming the white man and just do for self. Meanwhile, we still under attack. We still got crack instilled in our neighborhoods. We still got poor education. We really don't know who's really at the top, the high tower, controlling and pulling the strings. So even if I wanted to take a shot at the king, we really don't even know where to point ammunition or what direction to go in. And that's a problem. We want to overthrow this shit, but we really don't even know who or what we trying to overthrow. This shit is coming from somewhere. It's coming from somewhere. And I don't give a goddamn how many banks we open or how many farms we open up for, as long as we still dealing with this underhanded, devilish, manipulative behavior that's being directed and projected on us and pushing us back to ground zero. Until we deal with that, it seems like it's going to be the same outcome every single time. In our lifetime, how much beauty have we seen in our people? There's never been a time where we haven't been strong. There has never been a time where we haven't risen to the occasion. There's never been a time where there haven't been some of us in our community that have just been doing what we need to do to strive, to survive. Look at us now, we here. This tyranny is not taking a break. It's not stopping. I think it's the 48 laws of power in the book. They talk about if you're going to take a shot at the king, you better not miss. Right now, I'm ready to take a shot at the king, man. I just don't even know who I'm shooting at. I know damn well Donald Trump ain't at the top of the high tower. That's why I ain't tripping off Trump. I ain't tripping off Trump. We don't really even know what we dealing with. Some people teach that we dealing with space aliens and reptilians or vampires, or maybe just some overzealous, greedy white people. Maybe like the 5%, all of the above, or maybe like the 5% teach, maybe, you know, Yaku created this devil and it's really all about a black man teaching these crackers how to at the end of the day, I done studied a lot of shit and we really still don't know who or what the fuck we dealing with. And that's a problem. Because no matter what we do right, every time we take a step forward, we seem to keep getting pushed 3 steps back as a community. And right now, man, it's why I'm short on words. Even though I'm doing a lot of talking, I've been spending a lot of time not talking, just trying to figure out my own thoughts. Because outside of me being strong and being strong for the people I love and the people around me, this ain't life, man. This ain't living. Like I said, the only time that I can contradict that statement is when I got a couple dollars in my pocket. Realistically. And just having enough bread to distract me from what's going on. But other than that, this ain't living, fam. I'm watching too many of my own suffer. Too many of my own die. And I'm going through too much of a strain trying to hold other people up from drowning, including myself. And like I said, we just got too much pride and too much determination to really articulate it this way. But this is the reality. And I really, at the end of the day, all I care to discuss is how to really put an end to it. Shit, Muslims overseas, they done packed bombs on their chest and just walked up the crackers and just pulled the string and blew everybody up. At the end of the day, the world is in a complete disarray. And one thing I do know, because this is what my soul speaks to me, I've been brought onto this planet to create balance, to influence balance. That's my mission. It's how to bring balance to an imbalanced world. And that can't be achieved alone. That's something that has to be achieved collectively. And I just want to know who at the top of the high tower. Because I believe this shit that we saw with the state capitol, I believe that's an artificial coup to distract me from the real coup that's taking place. The sun, moon, and stars lining up in a way that's waking some shit up inside of me that's ready to put my fucking life on the line to take a shot at the king. Because I'm tired of this shit. And it ain't nothing left for future generations. If this is what it is, it ain't nothing left. What's left? The only thing that's left is if we find a way to bring complete balance to this shit. And that's the only purpose that I believe as black men that we have on this planet at this point. As guardians of this planet, is to take back our authority and bring balance to this shit. Otherwise, what's the point in living? That old saying, give me liberty or give me death. I'm not as open to the idea of dying just to die. But at the end of the day, yo, it's a real life coup happening. And that shit is not on television. That shit is happening inside my heart right now.
So let me jump in here a little bit, bro. Again, the passion, man. You know, I love it. I love it. The people need to feel that because they need to wake up. You know what I mean? I hear everything you're saying, and like I'm gonna start this the way you started. I'm not in opposition with anything you're saying. You know, I will say that, you know, the strategies and tactics that Feek was talking about, that I'm talking about, are all in line with creating that. One thing I will disagree with you on is, you know, I don't see black people have been being strong. I've seen black people as have been being resilient, which there is a strength and resiliency. But like y'all said, we kind of just take on everything, man, and we take shit and turn it into sugar. You know what I mean? It's what we've been doing. That's what we do. I think that paradigm has to shift to where we're not looking to survive anymore, you know, but we're looking to flex our strength, not let our strength be manipulated into just cohesively existing and letting things go, just turn out how they turn out how somebody else has already planned them to turn out. You dig what I'm saying? So, you know, we can't lose track of the fact that, yes, we're going to need, if you will, satellites. Driving While Black is the reference, is the book.
Yeah.
We're going to need satellites so that we can connect with one another. Because things like you mentioned, places like Tulsa, Oklahoma. One of the things I always thought about Tulsa, Oklahoma was, where was the fucking cavalry? We're waiting for the cavalry to come from the people who are burning it the fuck down.
And on that note, I don't mean to cut you off, but I just wanted to add this in there too, man. We take for granted. We really take for granted and believe that shit can't go down like that again.
I don't think so. I just think that, you know, I've been one who said this from the beginning, man. You know, I think assimilation is the biggest poison that black people have swallowed, because it took us away from a do from self mentality. It took us away from being a beautifully black and proud to wanting to live like somebody else. So we assimilated. And in that assimilation, our minds assimilated. We started to look at the places where we live as negative. You know what I'm saying? As filled with degradation. You know, so forth and so on. So we began to become our own worst enemy. Some of us. Now I'm not speaking about all black people, but some of us began to become our own worst enemy. And we started to try to manufacture an elitist system or an elitist part of society for certain black people. And in doing such, we've adapted a mentality of our oppressors, and we started stepping on each other. So we started holding each other down. We started pushing each other down in order to get up. the crabs in the barrel thing. That's what we started doing. You know what I mean? Rosewood, Florida, Lackawanna, New York, all these places, man, were thriving at one time. You know what I'm saying? But where was the next thriving place? You know what I mean? How come nobody stepped in to save them? And I'm not talking about the government. Fuck the government. I'm talking about why did no black cavalry of whoever step in and aid and assist? Even today, it reminds me of what's that? Dirty Harry, where he got on. He was out there with the whole gang of black dudes. He put out this one big ass 44, and everybody had to freeze because they couldn't move anymore. It was about 10 motherfuckers there. He can't shoot everybody. You know what I'm saying? But we started getting in this watch mentality. We started dealing with, you know what, hey, I'm just gonna sit back here and watch what happened and talk about it. And after I talk about it, a day or two later, it's over and done with. And it's never resurfaced, so no resolution is ever achieved. And then we're waiting for the next act of pestilence to be performed against somebody who looks like us. So we can talk about that. Look how bad we got it. Look how inhumane y'all are. So forth and so on. You know what I mean? So uh, this empire is definitely coming to an end. And again, if we are to push through it, we're going to have to sustain ourselves. We have to. There's no other way we're going to push through it. You know what I mean? I'm ready for war like the next stand-up dude is. Real rap. You know what I'm saying? But who gonna take care of our young? Who gonna take care of our elderly, man? Who gonna take care of the next generation that's gonna have to fight that same war again? If we just go out here all willy-nilly, guns blazing, you know what I'm saying? With no plan and no direction. No aid from the next community over. You know what I mean? I gotta watch your back like you gotta watch mine. You dig what I'm saying? So these systems that we were talking about have to be fucking established. Because we're not going anywhere. This is our home. You understand what I'm saying? So, and it brings me back to that ageless question that I asked, man. What is going to be that point of galvanization that's going to make us see this shit for what the fuck it is?
I think we're getting there.
You know what I mean? I think we're being forced to go there.
I think we're getting there. It's a belly. It's a touch point. Even with the events of the last day or so, scripted or whatever. The, the, the
It's in your face.
well, I'm just saying scripted or whatever. The message received by many is oh, they just get to do that.
That's what I'm saying. It's in your face.
Oh, okay. So that's the reality of okay. So all right. So it's time for us to really consume that, consume that, and start putting some protocols in place. Um, again, like you said, if our neighborhood, if they come down to our neighborhood, can you call down to 28th Street and say, yo, 24th Street, can you go, hey, yo, come bring the cavalry, 911, we got a problem.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So those are the types of things that I think in the next phase of this thing has to start happening. You got to start linking up. We got to start
I
linking up.
want to say this too in regards to one of my most recent observations. I mean, it's a age-old observation, but seeing it more clearly most recently. Women are powerful on the battlefield. Anytime you're dealing with war, when I study history, women play a major role. It's often downplayed depending on who's telling the story, but realistically, women play just as much as an important role as the soldier on the battlefield or whatever have you. In fact, her role might even be more important because she's charged with the responsibility of preserving the family and the household while the man is out doing what he's doing. Our women are I say this generally. I don't want to insult women in a whole. You know, so I'm just gonna preface it by saying I'm speaking generally. I'm speaking from my heart. So I ain't really got time to filter through for the women that don't fit in this category. I think that should be taken obviously. But you know, I just did a little bit of traveling, man, and I got out the house, man, and we're not gonna win this thing in the state of condition that our women are in. You know what I mean? Women is on some straight up trashy shit. And many of us as men, we accept this shit and we love it. This is a big part of the hole that we in. This ain't me trying to be self-righteous or trying to make myself out to be better than nobody else. It ain't got nothing to do with that. I done swam through the same cesspool as everybody else. I do know that it ain't no way possible to defeat this adversary, to win any type of war with the state and condition that our women are in. And so that should be priority number one, aside from getting our own shit together as men, how we treat ourselves and our children and our women. But we should also be doing everything in our power right now to influence the women that can be influenced, because majority of the women that I cross paths with, as I went outside my household this week, all damn near prostitutes. You know what I'm saying? When I was a kid, I used to live with my aunt, and she was a prostitute, and I used to watch her get dressed every night to go hit the strip, man. And I saw the difference between how a woman looked before and after. And damn near every woman that I came across most recently looked like my aunt after she got dressed to hit the strip. Ain't no fucking way possible we're gonna win a war with our women in the state of condition that they in, because they responsible for taking care of the family, taking care of the children. They teaching our children this bullshit. Out here looking like straight up fucking trash. And I'm tired of biting my tongue. I'm tired of pretending or cushioning this shit on the strength of not wanting to come off arrogant or negative. Fuck all that. We out here dying. We gotta fix what we can fix, what's in our power to fix. And that start with ourselves. Ain't no way that's gonna happen for as long as we walking around here on some artificial shit. Fucked up looking. Trash.
So let me jump ahead, Elenaz. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say this too. You know, I'm a great deal in agreement with you on that sentiment.
You got women hating you on Facebook.
Of course, they hate me anyway. But I'm going to say this too. That is a direct byproduct of men not being fucking men. That's a direct, and I'm not making an excuse for it. It has to stop. But that's a direct product of them not being nurtured and protected by us, for whatever the reason is. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna say it's a physical weakness or anything like that. Man, it might just be let them do whatever they do so I can get whatever I want from it. You know what I mean? But if we rise to the position that we supposed to occupy, they will submit. They have no choice but to submit. So the term collateral damage comes to mind. You know, we got to weed all that bullshit out. I'm 100% in agreement with you on that. You know what I'm saying? You know, we have to put our kids, if we're going to be on the battlefield, we have to put our children in the hands of somebody that's going to, you know, grow them correctly. You know what I mean? You know, I hate everything that you just displayed. That you just said. I hate all of that shit. I hate how they move. I hate how they talk. I hate how they deal with me. You know what I mean? Because I'm a stand-up dude. You know, I hate how they teach our youngins to be so, you know, careless and self-righteous. You know what I'm saying? But I also know that it takes two parents to make it complete, for a child to be complete. You have to get both sides of the coin. And they haven't been getting that.
Balance.
Yeah, they have not been getting that. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, we can speak to the women, but in terms of balance, as Pete just said, I'm gonna blast out my brothers too. You know what I'm saying? Because like you said, we've all swam in that such pool. You know what I mean? We all have guilt. There's enough blame to pass around on both sides. You know what I mean? So the time now is to voice that, and they have to hear this, man. They have to hear this, and they have to hear this earnestly. They have to listen to uh, this fire that's coming from their brothers, their men, their kings, their sons. You know, they have to accept this, man. It's like they can tell us our ills and what they don't like about us. They have to be able to hear the same thing coming from us. You know what I mean? And I want my sisters to stand up. I want them to fucking represent. You dig what I'm saying? I want several of them to be on the battlefield with me because several of them are capable of that. You know, and most importantly, man, I try to have empathy because, it's a few things you touched on, man. I know who the fucking enemy is. I know where this shit is coming from. It ain't coming from one source. They have satellites, city states, whatever the fuck you want to call them. They're connected. Their dots are connected. Our dots are not connected. And there lies the diaspora. You know what I'm saying? We trying to fight this shit as individuals. You know what I'm saying? They're
And
fighting us
African.
collectively. Red line housing, extremely subpar school systems. They got us hating our own skin. They got us hating where we live at. They got us hating where we come from. Of course, they've introduced agents into our communities that have greatly accelerated this mindset. But it was all done to make us weak. You know what I mean? And a lot of women were put on an island where they either had to or they felt like they had to do shit by themselves, and then they became uh, conditioned, hardened. My man Bill Thompson just put a post up about that, about how hard a woman has become, and how this is why you have so many single women today, because they run around trying to act like us. They trying to do shit that we do, that we supposed to do. So they looking at us now to be subservient to them. And society has promoted that. You know what I mean? So my society has promoted that in a big, huge way.
Yeah, these alternative lifestyles and shit.
Well, not even so much that, man. We can start with just the welfare system. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
you talking? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like society has made our women the alpha in our communities. This is a systemic thing that's been happening for hundreds of years. You did what I'm saying? And yeah, they need to get the fuck over themselves. I'm not trying to diminish any of that stuff you say, bro. You already know how I feel on that. We've had segments on that already. You know what I mean? And we both got beat from pillar to post because of that segment, because of some of our posts on Facebook. You know what I mean? We got the shit beat out of us for that, man. You did what I'm saying? My man was getting the shit beat out of him early today over that shit, man. You know what I mean? Because the narrative switches so fast. So fast. The narrative switches. They don't want to talk about that. Don't talk about the shit that we do, the shit that we don't do. What about what y'all doing? So we got to raise, man. We got to rise. We got to raise ourselves and we got to rise up and be who we supposed to be and represent. That shit starts with us. They have to follow. And if they don't follow, fuck them. Get them the hell out of here.
You know what I'm starting to see, to both of you guys' point, and man, listen, the passion is here tonight.
Oh, yeah, it's on fire, ain't it?
Oh man, listen.
Dre got me starting shit.
No, that's you. That's
Yeah.
all you. That's honest, man. That's you, man. But yeah, listen, man. What was that What was that Van Zant clip where she was talking to the mother across from the son, and she said, "Mothers destroy sons
Ooh.
because they're able to say whatever they have to say to their son, and the son is going to take that because that's his mother." That's the reality, man. So, to both the points that y'all made, we got a lot of young men being destroyed right now.
Exactly.
So that's where I'm hoping to make a play on that and stop some of that. And get out here and start talking to some of these young brothers, man. You know,
Exactly.
like she said in that same clip, at some point in the maturation of him, the elders pulled him. Get away from, come on with me. Let's get up out of here.
Yeah, you ain't gonna sissify him.
Let's get out here.
You
Let's
ain't gonna
get out
fuck
here.
him up.
Let's
Right.
let's let's get you introduced to what this thing is.
Call itself. Let me jump in here 1 second. It's a saying in our communities, man, that I grew up on, man. You know, when a boy is extra spoiled or soft, he's always told, man, his mom said, "Oh, get him off the titty.
Oh yeah, we said that.
Get him off the titty."
Yeah.
But pardon my interruption. Please continue.
Yeah, absolutely, man. We gotta pull them out. We gotta pull them away, man. And I've been married for 30 years, so I don't have the experience that y'all have with single women out here, but I've heard it and I see it. I can't go nowhere without seeing somebody's something in my face. You know what I mean? And I'm like, listen, I don't need to see that. What you selling? What was that? Dave Chappelle said. You go anywhere. If I see a policeman, I know he's a policeman because of his uniform.
Right.
When I see you, I'm thinking you're a hooker because that's a hooker's uniform.
That's what you wearing.
So when I come to you like you, that's your uniform. Why you getting mad at me? That's the uniform you got on.
You put that shit on.
Yeah, So again, man, I'm. My
How about
goal.
this?
My goal is to build with you both on this platform, and also reach out. We got to start gripping up our young bucks, man. We got to start gripping them up, man.
Yeah,
You know, we ain't listen. We all like to think that we got something going on, and we got 30 minutes to come grab a young buck up and say, "What's up, man? What you doing? What's going on, man? How was your day? What's going on in your world? What you dealing with?" That comes with trust and time, but we got that. We got trust. We got time, especially when we're talking about building our communities back up and instilling some type of discipline, some type of community, some type of love, some type of manhood. These are the types of things that I'm interested in doing. So yes, we got problems, real world problems. I'm dealing with one right now, man. I got to take care of my father. He's elderly now.
Yeah.
You know, we had this picture in our mind of our people, like when we was kids. They ain't that no more. And you're right, we gotta help them. Whatever grievances, petty, huge, they're your people, man. So we gotta take care of our elderly. We gotta take care of our youth, because guess nobody else is. We gotta do that. We gotta do that. Nobody's gonna take care of our people better than us.
That's right. That's right. So nah, this reminds me of a segment that we did, man. You know, very early on. You know, and you know, it went to the chagrin of something like, you know, men aren't men. And I remember me saying at the end of that, you know, if women are the ones who are creating men, therein lies your problem. So that just echoes, you know, what Feet was just saying, man. Like, it's our duty. What both of us were saying. It's our duty to create men. It's not. It shouldn't be on our women.
I want to speak to that. You know, growing up, I used to tell myself as a kid, right? You can't miss something you never had. I didn't say it out loud, but that's something I used to say in my head all the time because I didn't have a father. Uncles, you know, went off to the military or was in the streets or just living their life. So we were touch and go. I used to always say to myself, you can't miss what you never had. And that's how I justify not having a consistent male presence in my life. And that gave me the strength to cope with it. And the strength to feel like I'm strong enough on my own to survive. Can't miss what you never had. Now I'm a grown ass man and I'm seeing little things. Like I was watching TV tonight. It was a show about a young man who was a football player and his dad was there to congratulate him. It hit me like, yo, I've never in my life had another man congratulate me, right? Now, as a grown man, especially being in a position where I'm helping other young men, I'm realizing how many gaps, how much shit is missing in my personality that I just used my own inner strength to compensate for. And when I talk about women, I don't feel like I could even be bold enough to part my lips to say some shit like that if I didn't take the time out to really focus on myself first as a man and recognize the gaps and the things that have been missing within my manhood as a result of growing up in a single parent household with a mother that was focused primarily on work and school and not so much on raising her child. It's a deadly cycle. It's a deadly domino effect. I think at the very least as men, whatever your circumstance is, it's our responsibility to take on the mission of reprogramming ourselves. Just like I can sit on here and talk about how the majority of our women look like, act like, and talk like prostitutes. The majority of us as men, we like that shit. You know what I'm saying? There's one problem feeding the next problem. You dig what I'm saying? So this isn't a gender thing. This isn't me as a man going against women, nor do I want to get up in the conversation, caught up in the conversation of women going against the men. That's not solving the problem. I am at a point now where I'm tired of my observations on the back burner in order to spare people's emotions when we're in a position that we're in right now, where we really got to be honest with ourselves about how we've been imposed upon. And we've taken up personas and characters that are not of our nature. And it's making this thing way more difficult. Because my theory, if you want to talk theories, is that Caucasians is going to follow behind whatever we do anyway.
They have no choice.
Before they was rioting and running up on the state capitol, black people was in the street doing that shit. At our lowest point, look at hip hop music. At our lowest point, they kids following behind that. They can't wait to roll the word nigga off their tongue. Not because they hate us as niggas, but because hip hop is telling them to.
Well, it's actually quite the opposite. They actually love us as niggas. So
Love
that's why
what?
they actually love us as niggas. That's why they can't wait to emulate. That's why they can't wait to use our jargon. That's why they couldn't wait to dress like us, to walk like us, to do the things we doing, riding down the street, banging certain things. That's not, typically in my lifetime wasn't typically what they done. It's almost like how can I say it, man? The European, everywhere that they have conquered, man, they have become one and the same with the people. You dig what I'm saying? Because the people are not going to stop thriving. The people are not going to stop growing. They're not going to stop coming. They're not going to stop reproducing. And we're going to phase them out any fucking way. It's a natural phenomenon. You dig what I'm saying? So they have to. And this is like Custard at his last stand. I remember reading somewhere that the devil was given 6,000 years to rule the planet Earth. You know what I mean? Numerically, I remember reading somewhere that the year 2000 was the end of that 6,000 year rule. You know what I mean? So what we seeing now is just the dogs fighting over the scraps. You know what I mean? You spoke earlier of the high tower. Who are the people in the high tower? We know who they are. And guess what? Everybody who's not in the high tower knows who the fuck they are. And I've always said this: the children of the people in the high tower are going to be the ones who get them, because we ain't gonna be able to get close enough to them. So we let them do our work for us, and then we deal with them accordingly. You dig what I'm saying? You know, and that's no threat. You know what I'm saying? There's enough room for everybody in this world. You dig what I'm saying? But we have to resurrect. We have to come back. We have to return to who we are. To speak to what you said about them following us. Isn't that how they got to where they are? They took all of our high sciences, all of our high culture, and they mimicked it, and they bastardized it, and then they promoted it as if it was theirs. No lie can last forever. Truth is truth. You know what I mean? They can pretend all the fuck they want, bro. If we don't gotta do nothing but wait, and time will take care of them. They're weak. You speak of our strength. Did you send me something a few weeks ago? How much is melanin going for on the open market, bro?
Be $400 a gram.
Exactly. So, that's something I think. Tell the people again, please.
$400 a gram.
Right. That's more than gold, right? So, I also heard it said that the wealth is in the land and in the people. So if melanin is worth more than the most precious metal known to man, the most precious metal known to man, what does that tell you? That tells you that our blackness is paramount to everyone's existence.
Reign supreme over any currency.
Exactly. And that speaks to driving while black. This is why we need to have these satellites. This is why we need to have these areas. It's like they harvest organs. You think they're not going to harvest melanin? You think they're not already harvesting melanin so they can elongate their time? And this might be a little out there for some people. You dig what I'm saying? You spoke of aliens. The alien, as I understand, is anything that's not indigenous. They've taken our minds and shifted our focus to aliens being something not of this planet. It's only one definition of it. You dig what I'm saying? So we just got to sharpen up, man. We got to put these things into existence, man, that we talked about today. And we got to promote it, man. Feek, I see you want to go ahead and get in there. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, I was gonna say, um, man, we killing it on YouTube. This is our first time on here. Y'all getting some real good stuff, boy. I'm telling you.
As we should. Hey, YouTube.
If this is your introduction to this, you better come on back.
Yes, sir.
When I went overseas, man, that is something that I don't think as an American born black man that I don't think anybody's prepared for. I got over there. I remember the very first time I got over there. We was in England. And we went to they call it the pub. Let's go to the pub. So we go to the pub. I felt like a rock star, man. They did everything but touch my skin. I was like, whoa. She was like, what part of America are you from? With their voices and everything. And I was like, I'm from here. Yeah, I'm kind of like, whoa, because it's in your face. From what I understood after spending a couple of weeks over there is that American-born blacks are the most emulated culture / people on this planet. Paris. When you go to Paris, it looks like New York. When you go to London, it looks like any other city you ever been to. When you go to these Frankfurt or any of these other cities in Europe, you've seen it, but they haven't seen you. So what comes to mind is something that I didn't really understand until a few years ago. I've heard this saying, but I didn't really understand it until a few years ago. You know, in our communities, and you guys are probably more familiar with it than I am, but they say we're original men. I was like, what's, you know, a few years ago, I didn't understand it. We're fused by slavery, and we are a creation that the world has never seen. So I finally grasped that concept after spending some time in some different places and seeing the reaction. It's like I said, it's like, whoa. You know, like I said, they touching your skin, they your accent and all these other things, they're just so wowed by you. And it's just like you're a rock star. I say all that to say that, yes, as was discussed, we got some problems internally that we got to get fixed. Absolutely.
Come on, brother.
But at the same time, I think we have to recognize the impact that we've had on this world everywhere. United States, all the places I mentioned, Europe, Japan. My brother, he used to send, he went in the military as well. He was stationed in Japan. He used to send pictures back. He was a rock star over there.
Old fucking rock star, bro.
So everywhere we go in this world, we create a lasting impact that is emulated, duplicated. It's not the same, but it's emulated. So again, I say all that to say is while we have our internal problems, stuff that we got to get fixed, absolutely got to get fixed, we have to recognize the impact that we have on the world, not just this little thing. If you look at a globe and you turn that thing around, the United States is about this big, man.
It ain't even that big.
So you start looking at the globe, man, and you just start looking at stuff and just realizing, man, we're impacting this whole thing, man. This whole thing we're impacting. We got to get it together here, as you stated, both of you, very eloquently. We got to get it together. But this is a time of opportunity for us. Now that we realize what we're facing, reality, it's on the TV now. It played out, scripted or whatever. What we saw was undeniable. We got to get it together, but we still got to recognize that we are impactful.
Right.
Very emulated.
Right.
Very much beloved. Not in this country, but very much beloved everywhere else we go.
Yeah, I think it's only in this country that we're not beloved. And that's because of the pestilence that was performed against us, man. You speak to us being a very a super hybrid.
Yes, absolutely. Original man.
Is what we've become. You know what I mean? You know, that super hybrid, you know, I'm pulling a lot from certain schools, man. You know, the cream always rises to the top, man. So what I'm trying to say is, no matter what pestilence we've been through, no matter what we've endured, no matter what we, you know, are going to go through, we still gonna come out these beautiful people that we are, man.
And
you understand what I'm saying? And I don't mean just physically. I don't mean just physically. You know what I mean? But speaking of the physical, you know, Dread, I echo what you said, man, about our sisters because it's such an abomination, man. It's, you know, it's so it's so unoriginal. It's so not who we are. How can you be blessed with all this fucking beauty, man? That the whole world wants to emulate as features to you. You know what I'm saying? And turn around and you trying to emulate the weakest motherfucking thing on the planet.
It's programming, man. It's programming is real.
You know what I mean? You running away from all that beautiful beauty. Beautiful beauty. They ain't supposed to go together, but fuck it. You running away from that to try to make yourself look like something you could never look like in the beginning, in the first place. Why? Why do you hate yourself so much? You know what I mean? Wait till niggas start wearing wigs. They already started.
Come on, man. I know. I'm saying, come on, like,
wait,
like rhetorical. Yeah, I get it.
I understand what you said. Wait till men start what they men is out here running around in hooker suits now, man. Yes, they are.
Yeah, I get it. I get it. I get it. Man.
You understand what I'm saying? This is how far away from nature that we've come.
I get it.
Fucking, we just like the Starship Enterprise, man. I don't even think niggas got pockets no more, bro. Real rap, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm making light of it, man, because you know levity is my thing, man. But you know,
absolutely
dealing with perspective, man. When the rest of the world looks at you, and you know, look what we've been through, man. Ain't nobody on the planet Earth been through what we've been through, brother. Ain't nobody on the planet Earth been through what we've been through. You know,
we're such a loving people, man.
That's one
such
way to put
loving people, man. So
I think it's naivety. You know what I mean?
You're gonna get a couple other things in there with that loving, but yeah, man, I just want to impress upon everybody, man, that yeah, we really have some stuff that we need to firm up, and it needs to start happening. But I get Elenaj's point as well, is that we've been doing these things, and we're still fighting the struggle.
Because they've been taken away from us because there's no collective.
Well, it's the programming as well. I don't want to get too deep into the programming, man, but if I sit you in front of a TV and put you on autopilot and feed you a constant stream of programming, you're going to duplicate that programming.
It's called mind control.
You're going to duplicate the programming. If all I see is Little Beaver and I see all these sitcoms and I see all of this other stuff, you're going to become most likely at some point a court jester. You're going to be what you see.
Hey, you know what's funny, man? My kids can tell you this, man, especially my daughter. You know, she can tell you this, man. Sometimes I come in the crib, man. She looking at TV, man. I'm like,
cut the TV off. I know you.
Turn them fucking white people off, man. I'm tired of looking at fucking white people. Man.
I knew you was gonna say that. Turn that
Sick of it, man. Where the black shows at?
Yeah, exactly.
Where are black shows at, man? You know what I'm saying? And why every show got to deal with somebody, you know, success is being generated off of sports, entertainment, or drug sales.
Absolutely.
Like we ain't got amazing, groundbreaking doctors. Like we ain't always had that shit. Everything America got was invented by a black person. I mean, we never gonna go off into that. That's a whole different. That's a whole different segment. Man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get you.
You know, but L, you my brother, man. The people need to hear that fire, brother. Keep on bringing it. Absolutely. Keep that intensity. You understand what I'm saying?
Somebody, man. Somebody
because
heard.
You ain't said nothing wrong.
And somebody heard that message, man.
You ain't said a fucking thing wrong, bro.
The message is real, man.
You know what I mean? They need to hear it. They need to get it just like that. Hopefully that cut to the white meat. You dig what I'm saying, bro?
So they got a little bit of everything. They got some harsh words and some motivation. They even got some love.
They get love. There's all love.
Bit of that. You got a
Listen,
little bit
man.
of the reality of what we saw, scripted or whatever,
Absolutely.
and how it impacts us. I saw a couple brothers, man. They put up, man, let that happen over there, man. I'm gonna sit over here and let them do all that other stuff.
Stay out of white people business.
Basically, that's what he said. I'm stay
out their fucking business.
That don't belong to me. I ain't got nothing to do with that.
This ain't our government.
Yeah, that ain't got nothing to do.
You know what I'm saying? Let them
tear
it all the fuck up, man.
You deal with that over there, man.
Yeah.
You know, so
and
that's kind of how I've been dealing with. Like I said, I sat down a couple times and consumed it. But I'm kind of like you. When you come in the house, man, I don't even have to be coming in the house, man. I'm just not really into programming anymore, man. I do a lot of YouTube, looking at, and thanks to you, and actually Avu, man, Dr. Amos is strong, straggly voice. Heavy. You know what I mean? Hitting you with the reality. And I start thinking about it. He was saying this stuff back in the 70s, man.
Yeah.
You know, along with the other elders, man. A lot of what.
But that's the thing. The message has not changed for centuries. The pestilence has not changed for centuries.
And that's what El Naj was speaking to.
I'm agreeing
dealing with the same stuff.
We dealing with the same
struggle.
Same struggle.
I think what happened though, and this might spur some additional, discussion, is and y'all spoke to it. You know, they really got to the goal. Women are the leaders of countries. So really, that's how they started getting at us. In reality, get to the women.
How about this, Feek?
Malcolm spoke of that.
Yeah. How about this right here?
Get to the women.
I've heard this mentioned several times, man. Behind every great man is an immensely strong woman. I'm sorry. Or women, you know. You know what I mean? Some of us subscribe to that. That's cool. So again, the self-reflection of men not being what women want them to be or women think they should be directly goes to the point that maybe because strong women ain't standing behind them. If you stop trying to stand in front of the motherfucker, let him be a man and support him.
Yeah, I get all of that. I'm just saying,
you know what I mean?
The table started turning when, because let's be for real.
Who's going to protect? Who's going to protect the people if the man ain't there to fight for you?
Oh yeah.
I don't care how strong you think you are.
I get
as a woman.
But guess what though? The reality is through convict leasing and all that stuff. There's always been some type of absence from our families because of this bullshit.
It started with slavery.
Well, I'm just saying, gradually.
Let me throw the scenario.
As they started getting in there and getting to her, we see this change where we at now.
Let me throw the scenario
gradually.
Right. Let me throw the scenario at y'all. Let's take us back 400 years. You're forced to work in the field 15, 20 hours a day. Right? Your wife and your children are, not strong enough to do that. So they're at whatever quarters they're in. You get a bunch of horny, overseers and oppressors that come barging into where you at. You out here working miles away. You don't know what the fuck is going on. When you come home to your wife, your mother, your sister, your daughter being raped by these oppressors. And then you are quintessentially powerless to take revenge unless you're willing to give up your life. Perpetuate that and multiply that by 400 years. You're forcing the women to think that their men are not going to protect them.
I get you. I get you. I got a counter to that though.
What's that?
My counter is even with all of that, we still built families. We still built family units because that's what we knew. Coming from Africa, that's what we knew anyway. Through all of that nonsense and all that BS, we still built families.
Right. And we still built communities.
Yeah, we
but
still
they got
built
turned upside down.
Yeah, we still built the family unit. The family unit still was intact. Even through all of that bullshit, we still built the family unit. We still built it. My counter to what you were saying is that they started getting at us with welfare. They called it AD, what was it? ADLC or something. That was the very first name of welfare or something like that. Franklin D. Roosevelt. Did you know Franklin D. Roosevelt is part of one of the he's a product of two very rich families. Anglo-Saxons is what they call them. His father, Delano, was, he built a stake in this country as an Anglo-Saxon. And then, well, no, his mother's family was the Delanos. And then his father was part of the wealthy family as well. So he's part of he's a Mason, first of all. He's one of those Masons. And his family is part of the triads or whatever you want to call it, the rich families of America. Mm-hmm. So he created welfare. Later on, as we know, stipulations came. Can't live to get this money, can't have a man in the house. Start getting at the women, man. Mm-hmm. You start getting at the women. You start, and then we still got some form of convict leasing, whatever we want to call it, but it's still happening. So yeah, that's the way you get at people. You get at the women.
Pimping.
I think we're in this state now because of that.
It's pimping at its finest, yo.
Absolutely.
A strong pimp hand right there. That's what that sound like.
So I got all I'm gonna say to that is ta-da. You know what I mean? And more importantly, man, everybody has to recognize that. This ain't no hate we spewing. You understand what I'm saying? This is just,
I get pushback when I say stuff like that, man.
We all do.
I live in.
We all do. Anytime you say anything that has the potential to free yourself or others from this oppression, you're gonna get so much backlash that you wish you hadn't even had to say nothing. That's why even in being the strong men that we are, we spend so much goddamn time walking on eggshells and biting our tongue. It's ridiculous, man. Unless we're presented.
Not all of them.
Well, I mean, generally speaking, we do.
I'm not gonna
ain't none of us 100% on go, walking around everywhere we go, speaking our mind. If you say you a goddamn lie.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. I've learned to exercise savvy and tact.
You call it what you want.
So that listen to me. So that I can speak my mind. Because I don't want to push everybody away. You know what I'm saying? So I found that it's not necessary. I found that it is necessary to exercise decorum. You know what I mean? Fancy and I'll get to that point. I'll get to my point.
Tact is saying the right thing.
Yeah. I'll get to my point down the line. You understand what I'm saying?
Look. We can dress it up. We can dress it up however we want to dress it up. Yeah. But at the end of the day, ain't none of us out here saying what the fuck we really want to say, when we want to say it, and how we want to say it all the time, all day, every day.
Well,
it ain't happening.
Necessary, though.
It ain't happening.
It ain't always necessary to say it like
Decorum.
yeah, hey man, listen, man. We gotta spoon feed our people, man. I'm sorry, spoon feed our people.
I'm not
they
disagreeing.
They ain't ready for it, man.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not disagreeing. What I am saying is this. The shit that Angry Becky was saying a couple weeks ago.
And we can't get away with that. Ain't no way in hell we get away with that.
Nah, you ain't gonna be able to say that, man. Yeah.
So look.
Listen, Angry Becky was and is a necessary evil, bro. That's what I mean when I say employing the children of the people in the high tower.
Yeah, I finally caught on. I finally caught on to that, and actually that's in progress now.
Mm-hmm.
It's in progress now.
There's a lot of Angry Beckys.
Now the difference is when we get a creative outlet, such as this, such as spoken word, whatever have you, then we feel more inclined to say certain shit, and even then, oftentimes it's encoded. It's very rare that as Black men that we really get to speak directly the way that we really want to, because it's just so much involved, including
like you spill over, man. You spill over, man.
There's so many layers to
by the time, listen, by the time you get finished, you be like this. You be tired, man. You be like, bro, I just gave it all this, man.
By the time
but check this out, though. With that said, there were men before us that achieved that point in their life, like Malcolm X, Fred Hampton. You know what I'm saying? The list goes on. There were men, and even then, I'm pretty sure it was shit that they wanted to say, because I heard plenty of times Malcolm in interviews where it sounded like he was kind of holding back or trying to articulate shit a certain kind of way. You know what I mean?
But even with him holding back, boy,
he was using decorum, sir.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So on that note, this conversation takes me to a place where when I was young, man, about 13, I was over my man's house and his pop was a DJ, and I was going through his records and came across his record called The Last Poets. At the time, I never even heard of The Last Poets, and I played this record, and it changed my life. You know what I'm saying? We had just got back from the store, bought a bunch of 40s, bullets and guns spread all over the place, getting high. And I just broke off from the crew and went upstairs and just broke into his father's record collection and found this record, man, that changed my life, man. Like at that point, I wasn't even trying to mess with the 40s no more. I just had a whole different perspective just from listening to this record. And one of the joints on there was Niggas Is Scared of Revolution. Absolutely. And this conversation made me think of an excerpt that I want to read, if I may. I'm not going to do it the same justice that the live recording would do, but I'm going to just read this particular excerpt because this conversation reminds me of it. It say, niggas fuck. Niggas fuck. Fuck, fuck. Niggas love the word fuck. They think it's so fucking cute. They fuck you around. The first thing they say when they mad, fuck it. You play a little too much with them, they say fuck you. When it's time to TCB, niggas are somewhere fucking. Trying to be nice to them, they fuck over you. Niggas don't realize why they doing all this fucking, they getting fucked around. And when they do realize, it's too late. So niggas just get fucked up. Niggas talk about fucking. Fucking that, fucking this, fucking yours, fucking my sis. Not knowing what they're fucking for. They ain't fucking for love and appreciation, just fucking to be fucking. Niggas fuck white thighs, black thighs, yellow thighs, brown thighs. Niggas fuck ankles when they run out of thighs. Niggas fuck Sally, Linda, and Sue. And if you don't watch out, niggas will fuck you. Niggas will fuck if it could be fuck. But when it comes to fucking for revolution, niggas say fuck revolution. Niggas are scared of revolution. Niggas are players. Niggas are players. Niggas play football, baseball, and basketball while the white man is cutting off day balls.
I think you did that complete justice, sir.
Absolutely. I'm
So
gonna
that
go check
you
that
know,
out as soon as
I,
we get off.
yeah, I got an interesting story, man. You know, I was at a poetry slam, man. You know what I mean? I did a little piece at a poetry slam, man. I'm not gonna get into that whole story, but I had the privilege, man, of meeting brother Umar, man, and having about maybe about a 20 to a 30 minute conversation with him. You know what I mean? And that quintessentially, man, changed my whole perspective about a lot of shit. You know what I mean? We ain't talking about nothing heavy. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I think we both left there thoroughly enriched and impressed with one another. At least that's what he told me. You know what I mean? So yeah, dog, that was right on point and right on time. You always raising the bar. Now we quoting the last poets. Fuck do you follow that up? I gotta come with some Gil. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's what I was gonna say, man. Next time I'm gonna go ahead and get
Yeah, this guy, man.
I'm gonna have some Gil ready to go.
I got you, bro. I got you. I got you.
Speaking of
So
that, man, not that I'm trying to do anything close to that, but I was listening to Gil the other day, man.
Oh yeah, no
Listen,
knock. Whitey's on the moon,
listen, bro.
living in the
All you
bottle.
gotta do the correct and proper way. Let me let everybody know when you got Gil on, turn off all the lights. Just close your eyes and sit back, bro.
And spark the fuck up, or get a hook. You
But
know,
whatever you gonna do, I like
whatever you gonna
do
do.
it is complete.
Vibe.
I like everything turned down, and I like all my senses open, cause
I had I,
that's what he doing. He opening you up, man.
yeah. My old head put me on the shelf.
Artistry, his artistry, man, is unprecedented to me, man.
That's a good word.
Yeah,
That's a
yeah,
good word.
unprecedented.
I was going light years, but unprecedented kind of sums it up.
Yeah, yeah,
I can't improve on perfection. You know
yeah.
what I mean? I was lucky
I don't
too.
think he gets the credit due to him, man.
I remember me and my man Ooze, man. You know, we was up hanging up Parkside one day, man. You know what I'm saying? And we pulled over to, the burn or whatever. And, it was a live concert. I got to see Gil live twice, man, on the
Oh, you
Humbug.
got to see that?
Live twice on the Humbug. One time was in DC. I was a young boy. I didn't know who the hell Gil was. The other time was on, I'm going to say probably about 42nd and Parkside, man. He did an impromptu set, man. And, me and my man just happened, like I said, we was riding down the street. You know what I mean? Dres, you know about that joint on 52nd Street with the Jake with the fat bags and shit. You know what I mean? We just left there, pulled over, rolled up, burning it down, and we started hearing this music and like, yo, who the fuck is that? We got a whole free Gil Scott set. You know what I'm saying? Amazing, cuz amazing.
Absolutely, man.
So far ahead of his time.
yo, look, I got.
Speaking of that, it took a while, but we finally got some conscious music back.
Yeah.
We finally got some cats finally dropped some stuff, man.
Yeah.
Long overdue. Long
Yeah.
overdue.
Who?
Long overdue.
He's saying who?
Oh. King's Disease, Nas. Extinction Level 2 through the fucking roof. You understand what I'm saying? Chris even dropped some shit that was hot. And Dread, I don't care what you say. T.I. fucking Killer Mike joined his flame, cuz. I don't care what you say. That shit is hot. T.I. whole joint is hot, man.
I ain't
You know what I'm
hearing
saying?
it. I ain't hearing
I know
it.
you ain't got it because you just want to be in rebellion, nigga. You was just in Atlanta.
Priorities, bro. Priorities.
You gotta stop that, man. You gotta stop
Niggas
that,
got
bro.
demoted, man. They way down on my priority list right now.
I understand. I understand. I understand. But yo, I'm telling the people, that shit flame. Tip New Joint, I was like, yo, I was impressed.
One of the things Tip said, man, I believe him because I've seen it and I spent some time in the South. He said, man, the brothers down the South get disrespected because of their twang, man.
We can't understand what the fuck they saying.
I get it.
Like if you ain't from down there, man, you know what the fuck they saying, bro.
I get it.
That's a whole
I'm
different
saying I
language.
get it because I'm from up here. I get it.
God damn.
But I understand what he's saying too because I spent time down there and I understand the twang now.
I get it. It's like listening to patois, man. Like, you know, if you ain't been around a whole bunch of island folk, you ain't gonna know what the fuck they talking about.
Absolutely. I'm saying
And they speak, and yes, they're speaking English. Yes, they are.
I get it.
But them down south boys, that's what I kind of dig about them, though. They got their own sub language, man.
Everybody got their own sub language, man.
Not like them motherfuckers. They have omitted consonants, man.
Man,
give you a whole paragraph of vowels.
Run words together.
Bro, they give you a whole
wagon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Paragraph.
They run words together. So it's just a matter of
what I say, wagwan star.
That's what I'm saying. Once you,
what the fuck is that?
Once you understand, you know, what they saying, and you just sit down like my Trinidad colleague, man. You just after you just open your ears. Not saying that you don't, but it's a respect factor that goes into it. And you're like, okay, I get it. All right.
Yeah, see, I'm kind of inquisitive, so I want to know what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah, but that's what he said. But I get it. Big time.
I don't want to miss nothing. I don't want to get it wrong. I don't want to do none of that, man. So I really strive hard to understand what's being said to me. I don't care who's saying it to me. I need to understand you.
Plus, I know you're a selfish dude sometimes, man. Especially when it comes to, you know, the women. You want to date them women too. That's what that's all about.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's all that's about.
This is my guy.
and we live. And we live.
And we live. You know what I mean?
You want to date them women.
So let me take this opportunity to say that.
Ain't shit you can say, bro.
Oh, yes,
we live. It's too late. It's already out there.
Oh, yes, it is. There's a lot I can say. If anybody's watching, and you're attractive, not with all this shit on your eyes and all this shit down here, and you feel them naked, holler at me. Leave a comment.
That was your best response.
That was your commercial, right?
What else could I say?
that was your best comeback right there.
What else could I say? I was gonna roll with it. Sometimes you just gotta go with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know this dude. I know this dude.
I appreciate the plug, Feet.
Yeah, I know you one day.
We feet the face niggas. Yes, you do know me.
Yeah.
You know me better than everybody else.
Yeah, you want to date them women.
But I'm not as superficial as it sounds, ladies.
No. I mean, I say that the best
yeah.
life. Man.
I'm looking for love.
Because in reality, man, they in our communities as well, man.
They part of our community. We the same people.
Absolutely.
You know, Bob Marley said it best, man.
If I was single, why wouldn't I date you? Because I'm gonna try to understand.
Absolutely. I need to expand my horizons, man.
Absolutely.
Diversify my palette. You understand what I'm saying?
Man, listen.
Y'all sounding real colorful right now, yo.
Yeah. We off on another lane.
We burnt they fucking heads off already.
I'm gonna say this, and then I'm gonna leave it alone. When I got to the DMV, although I had some I've been in contact with Ethiopian women.
Oh my God.
Moment of silence for Ethiopian women.
I love Ethiopian women. Only, Lord have mercy.
You want to learn the language?
Yes, I will. I bet you I'll be speaking Ethiopian in about 6.5 months.
Think you want to learn the language?
Man, listen, bro. Listen.
I ain't gonna say no more. I'm a married man, but I make you want to learn the language.
Listen, man. There's only two groups of women. There's only two groups of women that I've seen that can rival Ethiopian beauty. Brazilian and American, believe it or not.
Make you want to learn the language, bro.
You know, I have aspirations of being like what's my man's name? 100 Wives and Concubines. What was that?
Solomon.
Yep. There you go. I don't feel like he should be the only man in history to experience such things.
Wait, hold on, wait. That's a whole nother conversation.
I'm only fucking with you, man. I'm only fucking with the people, man. This is our color moment. We burnt their ears off already, cuz like
man, we was serious for so long. We just breaking it down, having a little.
That's a whole. Well, I say that because that's something that we gonna have to revisit. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's called dropping the seed, brother.
Yeah. I ain't gonna try to do that to us right now, though. You know what I mean? Because of the lane we in. I mean, we can, but let's brace ourselves for that one, yo.
Absolutely.
I think we're gonna have to omit my man on that.
Yeah, we had some.
I love his wife, man. You're
we gotta we can't have the conversation without a married man's perspective. It only makes sense.
I'll come in on that. Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Well,
because
I read somewhere in some kind of scripture that once a man entered a woman righteously, she became his wife.
That's right.
So we're all married men.
That's deep, bro.
Yeah, because I don't do things unrighteously.
Absolutely, that's deep.
You know what I'm saying? As again, it's not as superficial as it sounds.
Yeah, that was a moment of comedy, man.
Man, it's all love, brother. Drop that anytime you want to. You know what I mean?
I'm gonna repeat that last poet's line, man. That last part of that last poet's. Last part of that last poet said, "Niggas are fuck if they be fuck."
Yeah. Yes, we will. Are you looking for disagreement? I mean, listen. I'm gonna put it to you this way, man. I'm gonna put it to you this way. This is how much niggas like to fuck. They took a wind-powered journey from Africa to America and came here with children.
Wow.
That's how much niggas like to fuck. Chain, hand and foot placed in stalls in the bows of a fucking wooden ship that was propelled across the ocean by wind power only, and we reproduced in those conditions. Strong babies.
That's deep right there, man.
So yeah, niggas will fuck the ankles. Yes, we will. If there ain't nothing else to fuck, got to stick this motherfucker somewhere.
Alright, so look. I'm gonna switch the pace for a minute. I want to show y'all something and get y'all thoughts on this. I'm pretty sure y'all seen it. I just want to get your thoughts on it.
Oh hell yeah!
Fuck your mother.
You're gonna pop him.
I live on 400 Oxford Avenue, 2 blocks away. And you know what's crazy? I'm gonna walk to you. I'm gonna walk right to my house for you, bro. Oh God, I'm not trying to disrespect you, bro. I'm not. I'm gonna say nigga all day, every day. Are you kidding me? Where you from, nigga? Where you from? Where you from? Where the fuck you from? Here, nigga. You from here? Get the fuck out of here, you a clown, nigga. Oh God, you a clown, nigga. You from here? You a clown. What you gonna smack me? Smack me. Smack me, nigga. Come on, yeah. Drop it.
Oh. Yeah, you got yours, buddy.
Call me another fucking nigga. I don't give a fuck. Hey, man, you learn the lesson, man. Ain't no reason to be. Call me another nigga. Ain't no reason to find out. Call me another fucking nigga.
Okay. You got knocked the fuck out.
So where you want me to go with that?
Yo, it's so many layers to that video, man.
Well, I'm gonna say this first of all. White boy takes a hell of a shot. Yeah, he took a hell of a shot. That's the first thing I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? Go ahead, man. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, go ahead, man. Well, you got something? I got
this
something.
This is America, right? You can say anything you want to say out your face, but you have to realize that there are repercussions to what you say out your face and to who you're saying it to. And I'm a fan of Twisted Tea at this point.
I'm gonna say the brother showed a lot of restraint, man. He took that. He took the, that in your faceness that came to him. Yeah, he showed a lot. He picked him back up.
I thought he should have kicked him.
He picked him back up, like, all right, get back on your feet. He kind of threw him, but still, he could have left him in squalor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was cheering for a kick.
Nah, he put it on him, and then picked him up.
That's probably his man. You know what I'm saying?
I think the white dude grew up, or he had some access, or is friendly with some black people because he felt too damn comfortable saying that. And in his terminology, you could tell he spent some time around some black people, but you can't do that.
Oh yeah, he employed it correctly.
Yeah, you can't do that.
His diction was good.
What he say? On God, I'ma say it.
Yeah.
Who you think you are? On God.
I bet you gonna think about that shit the next time.
I tell you what, man, if he would have caught the can the first time without dropping it, he probably would have knocked him out because he didn't really have full grasp of it when he got it up from the ground.
Yeah.
So
I would like to see what that white boy look like right now. I want to see if I want to see what his grill look like. I'd like to have a conversation with him.
He probably puffed up a little bit, or he coming down from the puff up. But,
yeah, I'd like to have a conversation with this white boy. Hit us up on B.L.A.M TV. You know what I'm saying? We universal. You dig what I'm saying? You can't get hit with the can on TV. I just really want to know how you feel about the use of the word nigga now.
Well, there's plenty of times, man. I was at the light, man, and I heard Tupac one time. White dude. So, like you said, you can say anything you want. You just gotta be careful.
You know who you're talking to. It helps.
Yeah, you gotta know. But that was running around the internet for a little while.
I was so late with that joke.
I saw.
I was trying to figure out why everybody was posting Twisted Tea cans.
Yeah. All I'm saying is if he would have caught it when he popped it, if he would have caught it, he would have knocked him out. He didn't have full use of he had the can at the bottom of the.
Yeah. Ain't catch you with a clean shot.
No, he didn't catch him with a clean shot.
My favorite part of that video was okay.
Yeah. And I still think
that part right there, man. You know what I'm saying?
That was hilarious. I still don't think he sat down on his punches though.
Oh no.
He was just trying to teach him.
That was just hurt him. Half arm punches.
That's what I'm saying. If he was trying to hurt him,
he ain't turned nothing over.
Punches, man, and it would have been some real drama, some real hurt.
That's why I think they familiar. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's why I think they familiar because he ain't doing dirty.
Nah,
I would have did him dirty. I would have did him dirty.
Man. You did him dirty.
I would have stepped on his face a couple times. Hell yeah. He'd had this side 12 and a half right imprinted. He had a tattoo of my boot on his face.
I hear you.
I'm gonna say this.
Listen. Go ahead, bro.
I've always heard the term, I'm gonna open up a can of whoop ass on you.
Well,
it's the first time I've ever actually seen a can of whoop ass opened up on somebody.
Twisted tea everywhere. On potato chips.
I'm still saying if he would have caught him flush, man, that dude would have been ice knocked out, man.
No, but did you keep the white woman narrating in the background?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He gonna get you now. That's buddy. Buddy.
How about this, man? That is a complete feel-good moment for every black person in America.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Even Ben Carson had to like that shit.
No, not Ben. Ben don't like that kind of stuff. Man.
Secretly by himself, Ben was fist pumping. I know he was. He ain't been that way all his life, man.
Yeah.
That motherfucker, the real life Uncle Ruckus, ain't he?
Yeah, man.
Ben is he's a tough customer.
But I'm waiting to see how the next few days gonna go, man.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, again, all of this is par for the course, man. If we study the science behind the coup, you know what I mean? It's a shit show, man.
Now, I'm part of the clique that says, that should happen over there. But if you come over here, be careful because I'm locked and loaded.
Yeah, and I'm gonna go buy me a 6-pack of Twisted Tea tomorrow.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm interested, man, how this thing is gonna play out, man. But
I'm interested in next year, how the next year is gonna play out for Black people. I want to see if we really getting it.
Yeah, there has to be a recognition, man, at some point.
I want to see if we really paying attention.
I mean, even the most docile among us, or what's the word I want to use? The most indoctrinated among us. When you look at that,
ass niggas.
Yeah, that too. When you look at that, what do you see? What do you see when you see that dichotomy of black versus white and how it's dealt with? I mean, what do you see? I mean, I'm interested in that too.
Yeah,
I'm interested in all of that, man.
Yeah.
I
want to see what kind of inswell.
You made me think about something though. I'm gonna look. I never heard this reference you used. 6,000 years the devil's supposed to rule this earth or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look into that.
I believe it's a biblical term. I mean, biblical reference. I'm sorry, not a term. I believe it's a biblical reference. I'll do some more research and get more precise. I'm
gonna just look into it for my own edification, man.
You're gonna find some of that in the Book of Revelations as well.
Yeah,
there you go, my man, right there. Forgot about that. My bad, theologian.
Okay.
Yeah, they definitely talk about that in the Book of Revelations.
Okay. Absolutely, man.
The devil will be given a certain amount of time to reign supreme. And then God's angels will come and deal with that, and they're going to be begging for mercy and all that shit, but then it's going to be too late. It's some very interesting stories in the Book of Revelations about that. And follow-up to the Book of Revelations, or not a follow-up, but a book to accompany it with, is the Book of Enoch, which was taken out.
Damn it.
Yeah.
No, man.
That was
it you that put something up about the Book of Enoch?
Yeah, that was me.
I might. Oh, it was.
Man, listen, man. I got flooded off of that post, man.
Well, it might have been El Naj then, because I put one up too.
It was one of y'all.
I don't remember you getting flooded on my post though.
Oh man, I got flooded on that joint, man. I got re-educated.
Oh, that's your definition of flooded?
I got falsely educated.
Well, I didn't have a lot of feedback on mine. You got a lot of feedback on yours, El Naj?
It wasn't so much a lot, but it was intense.
Okay,
yeah.
So flooded might be the wrong choice of words, but it was definitely intense, man.
I got my daily trolls and my daily stalkers, but most of the people that don't like what I post have pretty much. I'm excommunicated right now.
I'm not going down that rabbit hole, brother.
Yeah,
I refuse to go down that rabbit hole out of love, man.
So if you gonna snap something and share something that I post, do that shit at your own risk.
Oh, you already know.
Yeah, I notice every time you share one of my posts, man, friends and family be hating on you, boy.
I'm not going down that rabbit hole with you, brother.
Man,
Out of love. You heard me? I will not offer. I will not offer up a sacrificial lamb.
yeah, the way you handle your business on your post, man, is something that should be studied. You know,
Thank you.
De-escalate.
Thank you.
You de-escalate and always try to say, this is not about you, my friend.
Thank you.
You know what I mean? This is not about you, my friend.
Thank you.
So yeah.
You show mercy.
Yeah, your de-escalation skills are top notch.
I appreciate that.
I show respect. I don't show no mercy.
Listen, brother. This is exercise and growth for me, man. You know what I'm saying? This is exercise and growth for me. So last year I gave myself a word to live up to. That word was benevolent. It's a lofty term. You know, I also study people like Malcolm, Farrakhan, Ali, in terms of how unscathed they are in the face of ferocity. You know what I'm saying? So I found that to be very intriguing to me, man, and a very useful tool. Because I know some people just don't allow themselves to understand much more than what they have been presented with. You know, I know that some of my people, man, you know, I can't remember which one of y'all spoke of indoctrination. It's a strong magic. Faith is a strong magic. Belief is a strong magic. You know, and my aim is to have people come full circle with themselves. It ain't about me. You understand what I'm saying? I just disseminate information as I get it. You know what I'm saying? Truth is truth. Everything else is not. So, you know, a lot of times, man, you know, people's arguments don't be with me. It be with the words that I might attach to my space or come out my mouth. You know what I'm saying? Usually these are words of men who have done much more studying and are much more intelligent than I am. You know what I mean? But I just kind of get what they're saying. I kind of understand things. You know, that's one of my superpowers, man. I just kind of understand shit. So I don't have to waste it. I've been fortunate enough not to have to waste a lot of time trying to disprove things that don't need to be disproved. And I get a lot of shit for it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
built for it though.
Yeah, I have a nemesis out there.
I thought you said you wasn't gonna get into that, man.
I'm not going down that rabbit hole. I'm just saying I got a nemesis out there.
But yeah.
I ain't mention no names.
I see how you navigate on your posts, man.
Yeah.
I actually got I got a post I'm gonna share with you because it reminds me how you deal with your the feedback that you get on your posts. I see it.
Yeah.
And to what you're saying is you're right. A lot of people are they're not prepared to hear any other kind of belief system or just any other way of thinking.
Right.
And,
mind locked.
Mind locked. Brain freeze.
Completely. Brain frozen.
Like somebody touched them and just said, stay right there.
Right.
Stay right there for.
Oh, that's what happened. That's exactly what happened. You're not allowed. You're not. The term I use is, man, you know, glass ceilings, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Glass ceilings. You can see everything going on, but you just have no desire to break through that ceiling.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But Elanaz, I want to say something to you about the angels, man. You know, the angels were said to travel down to the earth and they came across the daughters of men and found them to be fair, and they commingled with them.
Genesis, yeah,
Yeah,
Genesis.
I'm one of them angels, brother. I'm one of them angels. I find the daughters of men to be fair, so I commingle with them.
I was waiting for that, man. I was waiting for him to say, all right, man. I knew it was coming, man. Where you was going down, I was like, hold on. Hold on, all right.
You started that shit, man.
All right, here he comes.
It's just a color moment. I don't mean it. It's just a color moment, man.
I got you.
Yeah,
man.
they gonna think I'm a whore, man. I'm not. I'm so not. Like
It's too late, yo. Don't try to mansplain.
I'm not a whore, brother. I'm not a whoremonger. I'm none of those things, man.
Yeah.
I just believe everybody should have options.
Don't clean it up now.
Man, listen, you was so dead faced with that, man. I was like with you, man, until you said that, and I was like, what?
It's tongue cheek humor. You know what I mean? Some people, some people won't.
No, they
But no, in all seriousness,
they gotta know you.
Right. In all seriousness, man. Once you get to know me, man, you know, hey, it is
Yeah,
what
they
it
gotta
is.
get to know you, man.
It's all love.
They gotta get to know you. Your heart is too big for one.
Well, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking for her.
Well, I got you.
I'm in search.
Yeah, you
Ain't
might
nothing
have to
wrong.
go to a distant land though, man.
Yeah, like Ethiopia.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Hell yeah, Brazil.
Travel to the motherland, man. And
Well, I mean,
Yo,
if you
bucket list shit, bro. Real talk. Bucket list shit. You talk about all these great cities. You know what I mean? You know, those people out here, man, who are still under the impression that Africa's mainly a jungle.
absolutely.
Yeah, go figure.
They're mind locked. Or they just they haven't had the opportunity
It
to
sound better when it comes from you. It's more impactful. Mind lock. Yes, they are.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And all they got to do is turn on Netflix. They got shows coming out of South Africa.
Yo, I was watching a joint called The King of Johannesburg. That
Exactly.
shit is ruthless, man.
Exactly. And they had a couple other ones too.
Quite a few.
So yeah,
Quite a
all you
few.
got to do is turn on the TV, man.
Amazon Prime. Yeah, it's out there. They got buses, Mercedes Benzes, everything. Rich people.
And they speak multiple languages.
Yeah, who knew? I thought they was riding zebras
English is one
and
of them.
elephants. You know what I mean?
So,
I thought they was all riding zebras and elephants. I thought only Tarzan could go over there and make sense out of what was going on.
yeah.
Speaking of which, man, that's probably the most insulting show I've ever seen in my fucking life, man.
Oh yeah.
I want to whip Tarzan's
That's
ass.
that programming, man.
I want to whip Tarzan's ass. The last motherfucker that played Tarzan, so let's get him in the ring. Let's go.
Yeah.
I want this nigga to talk to the animals and tell them to come get me. I'm gonna whip his ass.
So I was doing some meditating on all of this, man. And one of the things that I see is I seen since the pandemic began, I seen a shift take place in Hollywood. I'm mentioning things that act as major influences in regards to the culture and the minds of the people. One of those top influences is Hollywood. I see a major shift taking place. Like, there was a time where movies was coming out every season, new movies. You know, all of the Hollywood, the actors. It's like a ghost town. You're not really gonna see it unless you pay attention to it. But it's not really a whole lot of movies coming out. All of the famous white actors, it's like they all MIA, missing. You know what I mean? It's like real quiet right now. And then most recently, we seen what appears to be a collapse taking place in DC. And you talked about connecting the dots. And I'm like, well, what's next on the menu? If you're talking about a major staple in this country, So we got Hollywood, we got Washington, D.C. The next thing that came to mind is Wall Street. So in my mind, I'm like, all right, now I'm looking for that. I'm like, all right, if we see a collapse taking place in Hollywood, a collapse taking place in D.C., ideally the next collapse should be taking place in Wall Street, in New York. And that's when shit really gets filed.
So that's a hell of a segue. So I think the collapse is not going to be a physical collapse as we see it, but I think it's going to be a shift in currency. You know what I mean? And you know, my man Feek been helping me out a lot, opening my eyes to a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? You know, which again goes back to, you know, to piggyback off of where we started this whole conversation at with the necessity to be here, productively be here, past this pestilence that's currently going down. You know what I mean? So we're going to have to shift on that level as well. And I'll let my man take over on that because he has far greater knowledge in that area than I do.
No, I just think, to Elenaj's point, listen, if they come to New York with that, them financial centers, it's going to be a lot more serious.
But didn't it already happen with the destruction of the towers?
No, I'm just saying like domestic terrorism. If we're gonna go with the theme of domestic terrorism, I think you can play the games with the politicians, but you can't play the games with the money. They're not gonna let you play with the money, man.
Understood. Yeah, they ain't sharing that. They ain't never shared that.
So what you'll see is that you'll see the storyline of America fights back or some shit like that, you know, in terms of, you know, we're not going to have this again on our watch. But really what it's about is you're not going to come after that money. You're not going to mess up that money. You know, that we talking about what the stock market on a daily changes. We're talking about serious, almost like $1 trillion.
I'm going with a gazillion.
Whatever, it on a daily basis, man.
Right.
They're not going to let you mess with that, man.
See, this is the twist, Feet. All these collapses that we see happening from Hollywood to DC, they're being initiated internally. We're seeing the external repercussions, but this shit is collapsing from within their own ranks.
Yeah, I understand that as well. I'm just saying, like, from a domestic terrorism standpoint, ain't nobody gonna get in that system.
Yeah. Now, I do agree that based on the nature of how these people move, that would be the point where military, martial law, whatever.
Yeah, you're gonna get all of this. You're gonna get all of this. What you saw, what happened with Black Lives Matter. You're gonna see that type of armed enforcement, National Guard. New York is the #1 police department in the country. They got the most officers and law enforcement in New York. You're gonna see all of that. Surrounding counties, the things that you thought you probably would have seen down here in DC, you're gonna get all that in New York. Yes, sir.
And I know they recruiting at an all-time high right now for all forms of law enforcement in New York right now.
Oh yeah, and all of that is gonna come to bear if that type of action is starting to get talked about. Because from what I understand, they see all of that underground. They got agents employed undercover. So they see all the messages. So that's why I can agree with both of what you both said in terms of this is scripted, because they've seen this. This is all not new to them. They knew when they was coming, they set the city up for them.
It's like a ritual almost.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah,
it's a passage. You know what I mean?
I'm in New York with that. No, sir. And to your point about currency, yeah, everything is changing, man. Bitcoin is at 40K now, man.
Bitcoin at 40K?
Yes, sir. Bitcoin is at 40K now, man.
It was just at 25 like 3 days ago.
Yeah, you went somewhere for a few days, bro.
Down there with all them niggas that don't use no consonants. They was saying Bitcoin, you ain't understand it.
Man, listen. It's unattainable. It can't keep doing this, but I'm fractional. I'm fractional with it. I mean, a coin costs $40K a coin. Everybody's fractional with it, man. So you just ride that thing, man, and you see your money grow. Like I got $40 in, man. My $40 is like $80 now. So yeah, they're not gonna let them mess with the markets, man. That's when you're gonna see all of this might and what. I don't know how much money New York has for that department, but I'm sure they're pretty close to 640 million.
See, that's when I talk about a divine shift taking place. It's quite the possibility that there's something much bigger happening that they have no control over. And that this is their way. This is their way of attempting to maintain control, like Ramil said, Custer's last stance type of thing.
Right.
I think they may be more aware of cosmic or divine shifts taking place than what we might sometimes pay attention to. But I'm thinking that it's quite the possibility that there's something inevitable happening that they ultimately don't control. That they're doing everything in their power to attempt to control the end result. But the shift is going to happen regardless.
Well, if they get to that, man, we got a brand new country, man. Or is this even a country anymore? We got states. And
well, how about this? Every state is its own country.
Right.
Well, that's going to be a reality, and nothing's going to be linked. So
it's already a reality. It's always been a reality. That's how this shit was built. That's why it's the United States.
They're linked somehow, though. That there's some linking somehow. But if that becomes the case, then yeah, you go back to individual states being whatever. So when that happens, that's when you better start getting your guns, man.
Well, think about it.
We in the wild west then.
My dude,
you get caught up on your spaghetti westerns. See how they move back then, because that's the reality. You know,
spaghetti western.
Bill Buckles comes to town with his big boots and his big gun.
Yeah, I'm gonna go somewhere with that.
Else runs and scatters because he's got. So yeah, that's the type of stuff. If it gets to that point, yeah, spaghetti western time, man.
Yeah.
The definition of the word anarchy. State of disorder. State of disorder due to absence, non-recognition of authority.
There you go. That's really what. If they get to the markets, yeah, absolutely, that's anarchy. And then
it's already started.
Huh?
It's already started.
Well, to Ellen Notch's point earlier, beautiful rage, by the way, and passion. If we get to that point, they get to the markets, what's gonna hold some of these other countries coming in here and staking a claim?
Again, I see that has already been started.
Well,
China has financed, 3 of the last 4 wars we've been in? 2 of the last 3?
That's a great point.
It's been happening already, man.
That's a hell of a point, man. If we get into that, we got to talk a couple more hours on that.
Not tonight.
Because in reality, China got footholds everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere. They own half of all the infrastructure here in the States.
So before we head out,
it's a hell of a conversation.
I want to share something else with y'all. I know y'all probably seen this, but I just want to get y'all thoughts on it before we close out for the night.
We have what you see two black people.
No, I'm not letting him walk away with my phone.
Better get on somewhere,
No, please
lady.
get my phone back. I cannot not have my phone.
Listen, get your ass off.
Grammy-winning jazz musician Kenyon Harold, who has played with artists including Beyonce, Jay-Z, and Common, had just come downstairs for Boxing Day brunch at the Arlo Soho Hotel in New York City with his 14-year-old son when a woman accused the teen of stealing her phone.
So did y'all peep that Soho Karen, the woman that ran up on the man, son, and tackled his son? There's more footage, it's surveillance footage that show her tackling his son to the ground.
Yeah, I saw all that.
I saw all of it as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so we all up on it. I mean,
I think the laws of attraction will handle that. You know?
it's such a redundant reality that, you know, I feel awkward even asking y'all what y'all think about it, because it's like
I think that
we see this so much.
I think that white women are probably the bravest persons in this country. I don't know no other female with confidence that would run up on a brother, tackle him to the ground, accusing him of doing something he didn't do, like stealing her cell phone.
She's not.
I don't know if I would call that bravery.
She's
I
not
do.
even a white woman though.
That's
She
more like,
considers herself a white woman though, but she's not even a white woman.
What
yeah,
is she?
she definitely
Latina?
does.
Puerto Rican.
She's Latina.
Yeah, but
She's from Simi Valley, so she's got a little. You know,
So she's living. It's safe to say.
she's living a Caucasian lifestyle.
There you go. All right, there you go.
Yeah,
And you know we do have white Latinas too. So
absolutely.
you know, I think I don't really think about that, to be honest with you. You know, my thoughts. He probably should have slapped the shit out of her, but you know, I don't think that's the right thing.
He put her down, but she was
He didn't
enraged.
put her down. He gently laid her down. He could have put her the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's the right thing to do.
Well, he got her off of him the first time, but she came back. The only thing I like you said, it's a trope right now, man.
It's a slippery slope.
It's a trope, but we keep seeing this. The only thing I definitely understood how he handled his business, and the thing that's really starting to bother me, and maybe it's me, is I don't like how the media is. If you watch the clip that L&Nas just put out, you see how they led with his accomplishments first.
I was
Grammy Award winning.
Why is that important?
He played with Beyonce. Why is that important, man? This is a man that's just minding his business with his family, with his son, coming down the steps. And he gets accosted by somebody. Like he said, man, I don't know who the hell we just came from that. But they led with his accomplishments, almost like to say that this guy is not worthy of this type of. Nobody's worthy of that type of shit, man. Nobody deserves to be, you know, have a manager come up and have you prove. Yeah, I don't like the way that the media led with that. I don't know. Maybe they think that they was doing a good job by putting his accomplishments out there. I don't care about that, man. Nobody should about that.
Well,
he's accomplished, but still, he's a black man. At the end of the day, he's a black man.
Right. So I look at that simply as this right here. Because it played out the way it played out, they had to I don't know the correct term. They had to show that he's a good guy.
Yeah, that's not it could be.
And I don't think that's necessary at all.
Yeah,
because if it was me, I probably would have got locked up. Not because of my retaliation, but because of the accusation, but because this guy is somebody who can generate a huge swell of support.
I get that, but we live this. It goes to what we kind of talked about today.
Yeah.
We shouldn't have to prove our. We
Right is right and wrong is wrong.
Around, well, that guy didn't deserve that. Nobody deserves that, man.
Exactly.
To your point, Feek, if he was an ex-con his first day out of prison,
exactly.
It don't change the situation.
It should.
I'm gonna give the unpopular perspective. Once she put hands on his son, she deserved to get a pile driver on her fucking neck.
Well, I ain't gonna go there.
Period.
Pile driver.
Once she listen.
Gonna kill him.
Oh fuck.
He earned it.
You gonna give her the Paul Orndorff, son?
Exactly. What was the boy name? Mr. Wonderful.
Paul Orndorff. Yeah.
Once she put hands on his son, and his son hit the ground, he deserved a suplex at the very least.
Yeah,
I'm alright with a smack.
Real level of restraint. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, he showed the phenomenal manner. But see, now to that narrative though, like, you know what I mean? I feel you on that, Dred. Why should he have to show that kind of restraint? He got accosted. Yeah. Are you well within your rights to defend yourself however you see fit at that point? You understand what I'm saying? And I commend the brother. You know what I'm saying? I commend the brother because she was obviously out of her mind. I like to know what her mental state is or was at that particular point in time that she felt, confident enough to do that.
She was suffering from coccitis.
From who?
Coccitis.
Coccitis. Absolutely, it was something.
What the fuck is coccitis?
I guess Soho is the hotel he was, a swanky hotel, whatever.
Yes, Soho. That's in New York. That's a fancy, fancy part of New York. You know what I mean?
Okay.
It's in New York where it's more.
It's a seedy. It's just fuck this. It ain't fancy. It's a seedy part of New York.
Yeah.
It's very seedy in Soho.
What that mean? Seedy? What we mean, like?
Yeah, that.
Bro?
That look on your face. Yeah, that's what it means.
Right.
Whatever can go down will go down.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people.
Well, he showed a lot of restraint, man.
Tremendous restraint.
I didn't like the way they led with his accomplishments.
Listen, one thing life has taught me: anytime as a man you're being physically attacked by a woman and you practice restraint, I respect that. I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? I respect it because I understand as a man how much it takes to have a woman go upside your head or try to tackle you down. And you know what I mean? I understand what it takes to hold back. You know what I mean? And that's definitely something that I commend and respect. Don't change the fact that she deserved. If he had a suplex the ass, I wouldn't have had no less respect for him. I tell you that.
I'll tell you this. I wish that brother had a can of Twisted Tea in his hand.
All right.
Yeah.
But there's something else I want to say about that, man. I don't want that to become the protocol.
Restraint?
Yes.
Yeah, we've been practicing restraint since we've been here in this damn country, though, man. Come on.
That's what I said. You know what I'm saying?
There's already protocol.
Yeah, we permeate resilience, man. And, I feel you on that one, L, because it's time to exude a little more strength.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A little more of a deterrent.
I see that too. Yeah,
it's time to that.
But it's not like he didn't put hands on her, though. He put it the way you made it seem like he laid her down like that.
Oh, he did.
He put her down.
She got back up.
She just got back up. She was in rain. Oh, you saying he ain't rain blows down on her?
No, he ain't gotta do all that. I think one would have been suffice.
But she got back up.
He should have punched in the fucking shoulder.
Yeah, I get you, man.
That's humane.
Man, I got
See,
you, man.
Listen.
and that's see, even being humane is merciful. You know what I'm saying?
It's benevolent.
Malcolm said it best, man. He said we need to deal with these four-legged dogs like four-legged dogs, and we need to deal with these two-legged dogs like two-legged dogs.
That was a strong statement. Yeah, that was a strong statement, man.
So it sounds like what you're saying is when your dog piss on the road, you got to smack him on the nose.
Hey, look, man, I'm just saying that the dog earned it. If you choose to, he put that on himself.
Yeah.
Agree.
Yeah.
So maybe he should have just smacked on the nose then.
Hey, he could, listen, in my book, he could have smacked it wherever he wanted to. Once you put your hands on his, once she put his hands on his son, you know what I mean? If it had been a black woman, same thing. Once you put hands on that,
Ray Rice.
Huh?
We see where that got Ray Rice.
Nah, that's a whole different situation.
A whole different scenario.
Yeah.
you kept telling her.
Yeah, Ray Rice.
Ray Rice with me all the time.
Ray Rice is a bad example. That's not a good example here.
The scepter driver. How about the scepter driver?
Oh yeah, the scepter driver that knocked out the chick that spit on him.
That was the uppercut, man. That was
uppercut.
Was that the uppercut one, or was that a right hand?
That was the uppercut.
Yeah, that was the uppercut joint. I think she spit on a man, swung on him, right?
Really?
You see the form.
She put herself in a man's position.
Listen, you see the form on the uppercut, man.
I was about to say that. See, that's a tough one for me because it go back to what I was saying about the pile driver. That uppercut was so precise.
Yo.
Like, it almost make you feel bad. Like, damn, no. Like, he hit her with an uppercut. Like he
put herself in a man's position.
Yeah, and then that's the flip side. That's the other side to the coin. It's like, yo, she did that to herself, fam. You can't spit on a man and swing on a man that's sitting down.
Yeah.
At work.
At work?
At work. That ain't did nothing to you.
Like I said about the other boy, I would have thought it was commendable if he had practice restraint, but at the end of the day.
Oh, but I think he did.
That uppercut wasn't.
No, I'm talking about the Twisted T-Bull. Oh, he could have hit her again.
Oh yeah.
He definitely displayed restraint. But it was a perfect textbook superhero uppercut, man.
Yeah, that shit was ugly. I ain't saying it was pretty. It was ugly.
Funny.
Just like if the boy had a pile drive that white woman, it's a part of me that would have been like, damn, that shit was ugly. But some shit you just don't do.
So how about this? Let's just make the uppercut the protocol.
Nah, not that kind of uppercut. Yeah, that kind of uppercut. That's a
yo, the follow through is everything, man.
He crushed her soul with that one. Ended all communication. Everything.
I
know that much.
I tell you one thing. She won't be spitting on no more bus drivers.
No.
Not no black ones.
The white boy that got hit with the twisted tea can, I bet you he won't be using the word nigga no more.
No.
Not in public like that.
No.
But this white woman that tackled the young boy with a cell phone, she just might do some stupid shit like that again.
From what I understand, there's a history in the family of
right. Yeah, I heard
activities like that.
Right. But I tell you this, if he had a pile drive during her fucking neck, I bet you that'd have been the last time she did some shit like that again.
Yeah.
For sure. I'm a big fan of Act Right.
And I ain't saying I like it. I'm just saying that that's where we at with it.
He probably be in jail now if he did that, man.
Well, yeah, we got to put an end to all this Karen stuff, man.
Right. We gotta put an end to us being under attack by every fucking body.
Man, I got this joke, man. I'm gonna tell y'all. I think I told y'all this joke, man. But I got this joke that I share it with the people now, man. But when I want my family or friends or whatnot, we out somewhere. I mean, this is pre-COVID. I say, man, listen, man, if you see, I need you to be the barrier between me and the white women. Just keep them away from me, man.
Yo, man.
You know what I mean? And they say, what you?
They a different animal, bro.
They say, what you mean? And I make it a joke. I said, man, have you seen what they have done to black men throughout history?
Yeah. Emmett Till comes to mind.
Yeah, so I say keep I need you like if you see it, I need you to come on up beside me and be that barrier right beside me. I don't want no.
They are a different animal, man. They are definitely the bravest things in the society, bro.
So yeah,
They walk up to you, grabbing on you, man.
I say I make a joke out of it, man, but reality is I don't want no work, man. Please.
Listen, bro. To that point, I've had some experiences, man. They are very in your face.
I don't need it. I don't want you.
I didn't invite it.
Who's that, Fred Sanford? If you see me with a white woman, I'm holding for the cops.
Ready, Freddy. Another dude. Light years ahead of himself, man.
Yeah, man.
Ready Freddy, boy. Ready Freddy was a genius, man. That shit was comic genius, bro. Ready Freddy.
Yeah, he was serious too, man.
I'm serious. I'm scared of.
He came up with Detroit Red, right?
Yeah.
They was partners, man.
So I'm gonna go on record now and tell you I'm a little intimidated by white women in a public setting. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. That's exactly.
Yeah, I don't
want
no parts. I'm with you, bro. I don't want no parts, man.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. But I don't want to be that guy, man. Just over there, man.
That shit go left real fast.
You know, for me, it's a little different. Like white women in public like that. I just had a confrontation recently where I had my mask on, but my nose was open. And the white woman was staring at me so hard, following me through the supermarket that I just turned around and was like, yo, what's the problem? He started snapping on me. You endangering everybody. I said, listen, you work here? I'm in the supermarket. So I'm like, you work here? She like, nah, I don't gotta work here. I was like, listen, just take your complaint to customer service. Leave me alone, because, I'm not safe. I got a couple screws loose. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And she finally took her complaint to customer service. That's easy for me.
Yeah.
Right.
The challenge for me is this. Oftentimes I work on the nonprofit sector. With different agencies and organizations. My experience is that in the nonprofit world, white women are often, if not most times, the majority of times, commissioned to control the money and how the money in the nonprofit world is dispersed. So, they're in positions to determine whether or not I can be a part of a certain program or whether or not I can get paid and all of that. Those are the Karens that I have a problem with. You know what I mean? The ones that yield that sort of power. And I guess these ones in public hold a certain level of power too, because they like to call 911 and all that. That's why I quickly try to deflect them, because I know I got problems.
Absolutely.
I know my mental has been traumatized. So the stuff I be seeing on social media, I can't even play that game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's why I say please barrier.
I can't give them more than 30 to 45 seconds. I can't do the back and forth.
That's what I'm saying.
Do that. I got too much shit in my own head I'm trying to fix and repair. Be letting the goddamn white woman jump up at me and swing at me and all. I don't even want to know what that feels like. It's the ones that control the money. I'm trying to figure out how to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Those are the ones that pose more of a challenge.
Right. I understand that.
So yeah, it's
white women are scary to black men.
Yeah.
It makes me think of the movie Drum. when the slave master had it bad for one of the slave women. Couldn't stay away from her. Knocking her up, having all these half breed kids, all that, right? His wife caught wind of it and got a little mad. So she went and found his prize nigga who was drunk, Ken Norton. And she had Drum brought to her bedroom. And, of course, he didn't want no parts of it. And so she threatened him by saying she was going to tell the oppressor that he came on to her or that he tried to rape her if he didn't do what she wanted to do. So she wound up, getting knocked off by wound up getting impregnated. The slave master thought it was his kid till it was born. And this black baby came out. But that's just to show, right. I just brought that up to show you the conniving nature of her.
I don't want to know.
Now, I will be remiss. I will be remiss if I didn't mention this. I got a partner that
face though, man.
his face. I got a partner that makes it his business to not introduce me, but to expand my exposure on the flip side of the coin. The perspective that not all white people are bad, so to speak, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Well, they're not.
And I think in doing so, his perspective might be in the context of thinking that I look at all white people a certain way, which I don't necessarily see it that way. But we were in the supermarket recently, and he was having a conversation with a white woman that was a stranger, about GMOs and diets and food, and the white woman was very friendly, and he's very good at breaking the ice and cracking jokes and just showing me how that's done, because he respects me enough to not want me to walk around feeling uptight. You know what I mean? So he shows me that flip side. And I respect that. I respect that because, in saying all of this about Karens, I think it might be fair to say that not all white women act like Karens. You know what I mean? So I just want to put that out there. Not really in defense of white women, just speaking in regards to my experiences as a whole. You know what I mean? I don't want to just tell one side of the coin without sharing flip side. You know what I mean?
I get you 100% because as my background in the military, I dealt with all kinds of people. At the forefront, though, I think where we get kind of distracted, I think, is that a lot of times we place other people's feelings before our own, man. I need to feel comfortable first. You know what I mean?
Great point.
I need to feel comfortable first, man. Before, in any communication, I can't have communication with you if I'm not comfortable.
Right.
So I'm able to see if I'm going to be comfortable in this communication, and once I'm comfortable, okay, all right, barrier down. Let's communicate. But if I'm not comfortable, man, I'm like, yo, I need to go. Kind of like you said, you got a problem, you need to go ahead and see somebody else about this. I'm not going to sit here and go back and forth with you. You know what I mean? I'm messing around and walk off on you.
Yeah, matter of factly, like, you know what I mean? Let's be.
I can't sit here and communicate with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and me walking off is the best case scenario.
Yeah. So I definitely, man. I just need to be comfortable, man. Right. It's almost, I could bring some comedy into it, man, but I could be like, yo, listen, I'm uncomfortable, man. I'm uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
I will go there.
That's me in a nutshell.
Nobody think. I will go there.
You're messing around right in the middle of everybody. Just you hear this black.
Because you know what?
Comfortable.
My experience with white women, man, they too fucking touchy. Like right here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, boundaries, personal space. them motherfuckers be like, they don't care, man. They are bold.
Well, I definitely think that's a cultural difference on the whole between whites and black
It
people.
ain't like that with white men though.
Well, I mean, when I'm walking down the street, man, they surely will bump the shit out me like they don't mind getting into
I
a fight or something. Like,
I will fuck them up, cuz.
Nah,
This ain't that time no more, man. You can bump into this motherfucker's shoulder if you want to. You might go home with a bruise. You see me just like I see you. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm hospitable, man. I will attempt to move out your way. But when I see you just defiant and don't give a fuck, oh, you won't see a 6 foot 225-pound man walking at you. Take this with you then. You understand what I'm saying?
Man, you kind of accentuating your height there, man. You ain't 6'2", man. Come on with that.
I said 6 feet, 225 pounds.
I thought you said 6'2". I was about to say, man, come on, man.
No. No. 6 even, brother.
I got you, man. I thought you said 6'2". I was about to say, come on, man. Don't lie to the people.
6 feet, 225 pounds. Man. You gotta see me coming. Like, you understand what I'm saying? I'm not a big guy. I'm not a little guy. You know what I'm saying?
just to put that out there, that's a habit that they seem to have, man. When we walking down the street, man, a lot of them do not like moving to the side. What the fuck is that about, yo?
Well, it's about society, man. You know, they never had to move to the side. We had to lower our eyes and move out their way.
You had to take your hat off too if you had one on.
You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, again, and they're going to hold on.
Certain things, they're holding on to, absolutely.
Yeah, they're going to hold on and try to maintain their privilege. Why wouldn't they? You know what I mean? Why wouldn't they?
It's tough for them.
You know, let's look at the history of white women. Let's look at the history of white women. You know, they were lower than we were. They were considered, you know, they were counted with the livestock. They were considered chattel.
They weren't lower than us.
They were considered chattel.
I ain't never seen that, Mel, to be honest with you. I ain't never seen them on the books.
They first came here.
We've been on the books, man. I ain't never seen them on the books, man.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. But they counted us, though. We
ain't never been on the books, man.
We had equity to them, though. Their women ain't have no equity to them. Only equity their women had to them was reproduction.
Absolutely, I get you.
You know what I mean? So in that sense alone, I'm saying lower because they needed us. You know what I'm saying? To build, they needed us daily. They only needed them a couple times a year, spit out a couple babies, go ahead back. You know what I'm saying? So when they finally got a little bit of juice, they got a little power mad. You know what I mean? They got a little power mad, but they have to be put in their place, man. They have to.
Well, I'm gonna say to both of y'all.
Not by me, but
the situation that y'all just mentioned. I done already told you, man. I need a barrier in between me, man. I'm getting up out of the way. I'm crossing the street, damn near. I don't want no work, man.
I don't want no parts of it, man. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Parts of that, man.
Having said that, man, you know, to your point, Dre, yeah, I mean, great disclaimer. All white people ain't bad.
Oh, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just...
Nah, hold on, wait. That's not what I said. That's not what I said.
I missed something.
That's definitely not what I said.
Oh, you're about to find out what you missed.
I missed something. Right.
This is definitely not what I said. I want to be clear. That's all white women act like Karens.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Question of whether or not all white people are bad, that's still up for debate. we still working through that one. I'm still working that out in my head. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, all white people ain't bad.
I'm joking.
I know you. I know.
Yeah, my background is definitely layered, and I've had very positive experiences. But again, as I said earlier,
not a whole lot, but
I have to be comfortable, man.
I'm going to be
and let me say this: when we we go ready to close out because we've been on for 3 hours. But in the interest of whiteness,
I said it's been an easy 3 hours too.
Right. In the interest of whiteness, I just want to say this because this is how my brain works. Right. When we say whiteness, right, we talking of in one context, in one context, we talking about how people appear, they look to us, their skin color, hair, et cetera, et cetera. That person is white, that person is not white, right? Then we talking about classification, a different context, a mindset comes with that classification.
Absolutely.
I joke around with the concept of whether or not all white people are bad. I feel like in that classification, the mentality that comes with that classification is anti-me, right? In order to embrace your whiteness, as far as the mentality in the class system, you by default become anti-me, right? Even by viewing me as Black, you've now created some type of division, some type of separation, some type of opposing force, right? Versus just looking at us. If we're talking about a white person that just appears white, that's our friend and that's somebody we cool with. We look at each other as human beings. There's no need for that extra terminology that then creates some type of divisiveness or opposition. You dig what I'm saying? So in order to embrace whiteness as a class system, as a mentality, you have to be anti-me. I stand in your way. You have, in order for you to stand high on your pedestal of whiteness, something has to stand low in the interest of Blackness. And that's where I jokingly, I talk about, the idea of white people being bad or white people being evil. I'm not talking about whiteness in the sense of just appearance, how a person looks.
Oh, we're talking about it. Let's be clear. It sounds to me like you're talking about whiteness as it's used, as it's employed in America, in the founding of America. Now the Constitution uses it. You know what I mean? So yeah, I get that.
Yeah, and also how I see so-called white people, whether they're European, whether they're French, or whether they're Italian, how I see them acting towards anybody outside of themselves with a darker complexion or broader nose or thicker lips or a cultural or ethnic perspective on life. All over the planet, these people in a very inhumane fashion brought nothing but death and destruction to indigenous people worldwide.
But no, man, we ain't gonna put that on the French and the Italians, man.
Shit.
We ain't gonna put that on the French and the Italians. We gonna put that on them Anglos.
we at the end of our night, and that's a whole we'll hold on to that for.
Yeah, that's a hell of a good. Yeah, that's another piece right there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go against you as well, Mill, on that one.
The French and the Italians.
Come on, because you got. You ever seen the movie Hotel Rwanda or Sometimes in April with the Hutus and the Tutsis?
Yeah, they were Belgians.
You know what I mean? That's
that was the Belgians.
What language do the Belgians speak?
It's a twist between German and French.
All right, so Ethiopia, His Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie, who was he fighting against?
Leopold, right?
The Italians. They had to give up Eritrea. They had to, from my understanding, they had to give up Eritrea as part of the
Hannibal fought against the Italians. I get that.
You know what I mean?
You know I get that. I get where you're going with it. I get where you're going.
They're not exempt.
No, I'm not. I'm not giving them exemption.
You know what I mean?
Certain countries in Africa that speak French as a language, where they get that from?
So, man, half of this country over here spoke French as a language.
Roman Catholic Church.
You see how half of this country. The other half of this country speaks French. I'm talking about Canada.
You see how much power the Roman Catholic Church got. I'm gonna bring it up to date. When you get into Black culture, I've been really like watching shit that I normally wouldn't watch just to see what's going on. I mean, listen to what people talk about as far as the streets and black people and the code and snitching and all this, that, and the other. And I'm like, yo, all this is influenced by way of Italian mafia culture.
Man, listen, you about to, boy, what?
You know what I mean? We acting like we got some kind of stake in street code. They had whole families, businesses, and all this type shit. They had a basis to their code. We talking about codes and all this other shit. And it's just a poor imitation of mafia street culture. And the bad part is we ain't got shit to show for behind it.
Man, listen.
I haven't said that.
Oh my goodness.
I haven't said
With
that.
you on that one.
I haven't said that, man. We gonna pick this up later. I'm gonna stick to my guns.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
We'll add 2 barrels.
Because I see some other people who have performed much more pestilence to our condition right here today than the French or the Italian. And I ain't big up in neither one of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm not big up in neither one of them. But it was some way more serious pestilence done by some other European tribes. You dig what I'm saying? I get what y'all saying. And I'm not disputing that. I'm not going against that. I'm just saying in the grand scheme of where we are right now today is where I'm basing I'm gonna base my opinion from.
Be ready to defend that, man.
Yeah, y'all leaving out the Jews, y'all leaving out the Germans, y'all leaving out the English, y'all leaving out the Spanish, y'all leaving out the Portuguese. Come on, man, I'm ready for it. Let's go.
So next week we gonna pick up right there, yo.
Let's go.
Load up.
All right.
Load up.
I rumble both of y'all. I'm good for it. Let's go.
Load up.
Yeah, man. And the Catholic Church is a tool, brother.
Yeah, that's gonna be a hell of a conversation next week.
Hey, you see, I ain't even respond. I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna hold tight. Just remember next week where we left off at. We'll pick up on this same bat time, same bat channel.
That's gonna be hot.
I might have to bring somebody with me.
Bring somebody with you, man. You might need to.
Nobody, man.
I'm actually.
Again, let me say that.
I'm gonna prepare for this, man. I'm gonna do some.
I know you are. I know you.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some preparing.
I know you.
Listen,
and I'm not defending.
No, I get you. What I leave off in this conversation is you got to look at all of the Europeans as one. They had separate dynasties and whatnot, but in terms of colonialism and destruction, and they all ate from the same trough, man.
Absolutely.
So,
absolutely,
especially against your black ass. You know what I mean? So yeah.
Italians had a hell of a thing with the Carthaginians. I get it.
Oh, we're gonna get real live. I like that too. I see where you're gonna pull from as well.
I get
it. Yeah, I get you. That's gonna be hot.
Let's do it. That's what we do. You understand? This is what we do.
That's gonna be hot. So we're gonna be talking about Hannibal as well. So let's go.
Yes, sir. We're gonna talk about the Sicilians.
We're
gonna talk about the Isle of Crete. We can bring all that in, man.
That's gonna be hot.
You know what I'm saying? We can bring all that in. You're gonna have to go way up north to substantiate that, brother. Where the seed begin to mix.
That's gonna be hot.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Come on with Mark Anthony. Mm-hmm. Come on with Mark Anthony. Come on with the other one. What's the gay one?
Alexander the Great.
Yeah, Alexander the Gay. What the fuck was great about that nigga? But anyway. Come on. We can do it. There's some pestilence there. There's definitely some pestilence there.
Yeah, it's gonna be hot, man. It's gonna be a really good conversation, man. It's gonna rival this one big time.
Yeah, but that shit got real hectic. The further west it traveled.
Don't fight now, man. Save it.
I ain't fighting. I'm just dropping seeds, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm just dropping seeds. You Lest we not forget, I did mention the Portuguese.
Yeah, we gonna talk. We gonna talk. That's good.
Echo back.
Yeah, you echoing. Yeah, that's gonna be hot, man. Absolutely.
Listen, man, I appreciate both of you brothers immensely.
Gratitude, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Conversation is always enlightening.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. This is a good exercise in still sharpening steel.
Absolutely.
Conflict resolution.
Absolutely.
More than one mind. Staying in
If
harmony.
anybody out there caught this live, this is how we do. This is how we do. As I've been introduced to these two brothers, this is how we do.
Every time.
Word. So B.L.A.M TV, we signing out. See y'all next week. Peace.
All right, fellas, man. Let me crawl in the bed, man, and regenerate.
I'm gonna go pin my daughter out my recliner chair.
All right, brother.